Don't let the industry gas it. When my mom some diamonds, I did it for myself, but I never really been flashing with it. Kicking myself and having someone tatted the face of a snake on the bag, my kidney.
And a pleasant good evening on this Saturday, the 26th day of March, the year 2022. It's the final Saturday of March 2022, and we've got for you some minor league pro football action here from Harold Highshober Field in the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Matthew Hatfield, pleased to be with you. We got Jacob Zado on camera today as our matchup features the Virginia Cyclones in their home opener, playing host to the Royals of Virginia, a team primarily based with athletes out of the Richmond area. In our broadcast tonight, presented by John's Tax Service. John's Tax Service allowing this broadcast to be made possible for all of you watching on our YouTube channel and on the Virginia Beach Sportsplex webpage. John's Tax Service is a proud community supporter of local youth sports, providing tax preparation and retirement planning services. John's Tax Service and JPM Financial Services have been serving all of Hampton Roads for more than 20 years. They're the best, thanks to you, John's Tax Service. And we'll go through the rosters and key players throughout our contest tonight. The Virginia Cyclones are wearing the white unis on your screen with some of the orange trim. Meanwhile, the Royals of Virginia, to your left, you see them in the blue jerseys with some red trim, almost Tennessee Titans-esque if you're one that follows professional football. The Virginia Cyclones are coming off an 18-12 win over the DMV Nights in their first contest of the season in the Eastern Conference Football Association. And a lot of athletes across the Tidewater area that played their high school football comprising this unit. Such standouts featuring the likes of Dimitri Payne from Indian River High School in Chesapeake, Tavares Wadler, who played in Portsmouth, Woodrow Wilson standout, now Manor High, Davier Bradshaw, who was a standout wide receiver defensive back at First Colonial High. Names that were stars at Bayside High in Virginia Beach, such as Derek Titano on the defensive line and Anthony Cooper, a flashy playmaker at wide receiver and defensive back, and many, many others that we'll tell you about throughout our ball game tonight. And a quarterback that also played at Bayside in James J.P. Davis. Now an assistant coach with the Marlins. So a lot to tell you about as we're moments away from kickoff. And while we have a couple of moments, let's hear from one of our sponsors of tonight's game before we get things underway here at the Sportsplex on this Saturday of March. We thank you for tuning in here on the YouTube channel and on the Virginia Beach Sportsplex webpage. Let's hear from Dollar Bank.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
It's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard, PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach Awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
So there you saw it, ChichosPizza.com, a beach institution since 1968. They've been serving the best pie around for more than 50 years. And from the single founding location to now 8 different spots around the Hampton Roads area, you can stop in or order online to find out why Chicho's is a Hampton Roads favorite more than a pizza. Matt Hatfield back here with you as we're about set for kickoff in this minor league pro football matchup between the visiting Virginia Royals and the Virginia Cyclones, who are making their home debut tonight here at the Sportsplex, coming off an 18-12 triumph over the DMV Nights. And the Royals are heading to midfield, as are the Cyclones for the start of this matchup. The officials at midfield meeting with the players as they take off their lids, and will get things underway here on this windy Saturday night here in Virginia Beach. As we mentioned before, a lot of players for this Virginia Cyclones team played their high school football in Hampton Roads. As I see standouts on the roster from not just here in Virginia Beach, but Chesapeake, Norfolk, Newport News, all across the Tidewater area, even a couple from Elizabeth City in North Carolina. And for this Virginia Royals team, most of their players out of the Richmond area, but there are some players that hail from not just Richmond and Chesterfield, but a couple that have come to that squad from Fredericksburg, as well as Quantico, Sussex, Virginia, even a young man from Columbia, Maryland, and defensive end Elijah Moorhead, and some Petersburg products too. And they do have an offensive lineman and Mike Bland out of Earth, South Carolina. But primarily players from the Richmond, Petersburg, Chesterfield, Chester, Hopewell areas in the 804 area code. So pretty much an 804 versus 757 type of showdown tonight, as the officials continue to talk with the players for both sides. With the orange trim and the white jerseys, you have the host Cyclones, and the Royals in their red numerals with the blue jerseys. Coming to our near side will be the Cyclones, on the far side will be the Royals, as we're just about ready for kick here tonight. 15-minute periods of the 4 quarters we have at the Sportsplex here in Virginia Beach. And we see the captains out there for the Cyclones, the likes of number 7, James J.P. Davis, the quarterback we touched on a few moments ago, Darion Thomas, who also played at Bayside High School, number 19, Ryan Boker, kicker out of Chesapeake, number 21, Tone Whitfield, linebacker out of the Beach. And for the Royals, Number 5, Dwayne White, 6'2", 260-pound linebacker from Richmond, built like a defensive lineman. You got number 1, Corey Young, a linebacker from Richmond. Also number 17, Sir Dillard, a wide receiver from Richmond, Virginia. Number 50 and number 52 on your screen. The likes of Brandon Schrader and Brandon Harris, a couple of linemen from South Chesterfield, Virginia, and Richmond, respectively. Harris, who played at Henrico. Busy night of sports action for those of you tuning in on the YouTube channel. Some of you might have another eye peeled on the March Madness college basketball action that happened around our world today. Not only the women's matchups in the Sweet 16, but the men's in the Elite 8, where Villanova's up 8 in the second half at last check, nearing the 12-minute mark against the Houston Cougars, trying to go back to the Final Four after falling in the national semis a year ago. Will be a new champion crowned as Baylor beat Gonzaga a year ago, but Baylor losing to North Carolina in overtime in the round of 32. Tar Heels will be in action coming up on Sunday as they take on the Cinderella story of the men's basketball tournament in St. Peter's, the number 15 seed. Miami taking on Kansas tomorrow as well. In the nightcap after the Villanova-Houston game, Duke in Coach K's final season at the helm, playing the Arkansas Razorbacks from the SEC. So we're ready for kick here from the Sportsplex. It'll be the Royals kicking off first to the Virginia Cyclones. And our kicker looks like it'll be, if I'm seeing it right, the big fella, number 52. That's the big lineman. Brandon Harris. Looks like he's going to be the kicker here. Just about set for kick here on this chilly night. Temperature right now at 52 degrees, but it feels like 40 or below with the wind chill. Trust me when I tell you that, because we're all bundled up here, even with the window open at the Plex. And the ball blowing off the tee, so they're going to have to try to get it situated. You might have to have someone hold the ball the way this wind is. It's blowing things all over the place. Sand and dirt. Don't leave the bottles open, because they'll go flying too with this wind. Running across in the book bag, not in playing uniform tonight. Looks like number 26 for the Cyclones. That is Richard Quarles, a young man that's a native of Norfolk, but he played as a DB at Indian River High School for the Braves in Chesapeake. And officials on the field as they're going to talk things over. I'm not sure what our delay is. Hopefully we'll be kicking off in just a moment. While we have a chance, I want to tell you about some of our proud sponsors tonight. Dollar Bank, Manpower, Zoop Eatery, AstroTurf, Chicho's, Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, Bryant Group, Dairy Queen, CHKD, One Life, Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals, Vault Athletics and Fitness, Why Not Italian, and of course our title sponsor tonight, John's Tax Service. A big thanks to all of them. And it looks like one of the chain gang members is walking across at the 50 as he will head over to the near side of us. We still got some players running on for the Virginia Royals opposite side. So while we have a quick moment, let's hear from Why Not Italian before we get things underway here from the Sportsplex. All right, the whistle's been blown. You just heard from Why Not Italian. We'll tell you more about them as we move on. Good night to get some Why Not. And it's being kicked away by Harris. Going to be fielded just at about the 13-yard line here by the guys in white. And it's going to be tackled close to midfield. That's going to be number 81 for the guys in white, and for the Cyclones, that would be, as I look for my roster sheet that's stuck here, Torres Miller, the wide receiver from Lithonia, Georgia, bringing it out to the 40-yard line as we're underway here. Cyclones football first from the 40. With 14:53 to go in our first period, they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 40. Quarterback will be J.P. Davis. Getting the snap from number 59, hands it off. Running to the right, lowering the shoulder. Number 23 is going to be tackled by number 8. That would be Cam Bryant on the run, the Norview product out of Norfolk. Runs with some authority before he is knocked down by Richmond product Kirk Chalmers Jr. So 9 yards for Bryant on that pickup to make it 2nd and 1 from the 49. Nice play to get to the outside. See if they can attack the perimeter tonight of this Royals defense. Snap forthcoming here from Jacob Surrey. Handoff again up the middle. Go the Cyclones, and that's going to be a 1st down as they move the chains into enemy territory. Credit that 1st down run by Cam Bryant, who goes outside first and up the middle for a gain of about 4 to make it 1st and 10 at, say, the 40, we'll call it the 46-yard line here of the Royals. 3 receivers to the right side of Davis and 1 to the left. That would be number 17, Tyree Martin out of Chesapeake. Davis in shotgun. Gets the snap. Looking to his left. He's going to fire one over the middle. It's going to be short and incomplete. Got deflected there as it hit off the leg, maybe the shoe of number 20 for the Royals, Raekwon McCoy out of Richmond. And we have a flag on the field, so this could be on the defense. And it is going to be on the defense, as that will move it further inside the 40. Of the Royals. So no incompletion for Davis due to that penalty, and a fresh set of downs now for the Cyclones on that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It'll put it at the 31-yard line. As we tick under 13:20 to go in our opening frame. From the 31. Handoff up the middle. Another run. This time it's going to be number 8 who gets stopped by number 21. That run was by Mike Cody out of Fort Myers, Florida. On the tackle is Jeremiah Reynolds, 6'3", 225 defensive back from Chesterfield. Give him a gain of 2 for Cody. So far 3 rushes for 15 yards as the Cyclones have been effective with the ground game. Shotgun dropping back is Davis. It's going to be incomplete, trying to get to his outside receiver. Couldn't quite connect with number 89 on that one. And that would be Travis Perkins, 5'11", 160-pounder from Hampton, Virginia. 12:26 on our first quarter clock. As it'll be a 3rd and about 9 coming up for the Cyclones on this opening drive of our contest tonight from the 29-yard line. Davis gets the snap, looking to the right, over the middle. It's got a man. It's going to be caught inside the 15. Nice snag. Good pitch and catch as Davis finds his receiver, number 5, Davier Bradshaw. Fellow Beach District standout. Davier pulling it in here. It's going to be a pickup of about, as they mark it at the, looks like the 11-yard line. We'll call it 18 yards or so for Bradshaw. at the 11 now. Davis looking to the left in the flat. He gives it to number 23 who catches it. He's going to be able to scoot in, stay in bounds before he's tackled out at about the 1 yard line. Nice play from Cam Bryant, the back who has lowered the shoulder a couple times, gotten outside, and Cam's going to get right down to about the 1 yard line. 10-yard pickup for Cam Bryant on the reception. So he has been the main bell cow here on this opening series for the Cyclones. At about the 1 foot line here. This could be quarterback sneak time for Davis and company. They try to polish off this opening series with a touchdown on the Royals. Davis will hand it off. Scooting to the right and trying to drag his way in. It'll be Bryant for the touchdown for the Cyclones with 10:33 to go in our first quarter. The Cyclones are on the board courtesy of Cam Bryant with the 1 yard TD run. He's up to 14 yards rushing on 3 carries to go with the 10-yard reception and a 6-0 lead here for the Virginia Cyclones. On the opposition, the Royals. So here will be the point after attempt. Kicking it from the 15-yard line will be our place kicker. Looks like that is number 19 if I'm seeing right on my binoculars. Ryan Boker out of Chesapeake to try to get the point after attempt. It's going to be a botched snap. Bryant's going to try to run with it, throw. He gets away from trouble, goes back the other way to the left. He just heaves it, and it's going to be incomplete trying to get it to Boker. So our score will remain 6-0 in favor of the Cyclones on top of the Royals. Before we kick it off, let's hear it quickly from AstroTurf.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
So there you saw it, AstroTurf. Since 1965, the AstroTurf brand has been driven by forward-thinking ingenuity. Today, AstroTurf continually improves its system design to deliver playing surfaces with the most realistic sports-specific performance, longest-lasting durability, and sound player protection. AstroTurf. 10:33 to go in our first quarter of this Eastern Conference Football Association Minor League Pro Football matchup. The Virginia Cyclones with a 6-0 lead on the Virginia Royals. A couple of completions for 26 yards by J.P. Davis and a touchdown run from Cam Bryant puts the host squad on top here at the Sportsplex. And now the football will be headed to the Royals from Virginia. And they field the squib kick at around the 20-yard line or so to opposite side of us from the press box. Getting some room to run, but he stepped out of bounds. Nice return there by the young man, number 35 for the Royals.
First down, Royals.
So the Royals there, number 35, that would be Rashad Williams, who was an electric running back, defensive back from Nansemond River High School in Suffolk. So he's one of the 757 players on this roster for the squad, primarily made up of those from the 804 area code. And his bunch will start with possession of the football at the 45-yard line after Rashad Williams' nice return to set them up in business. So what will the Cyclones do defensively to try to stymie the Royals? We'll find out here in this opening series. Shotgun handoff to the right. Nothing doing as the combination up front of number 12 along with 27. Stuffing number 25 on that run, Dion Harris out of Hayes, Virginia. Raymond Johnson and Alonzo Ramos in on that tackle. Nothing doing, no gain on that carry. brought down immediately. So 2nd and 10 now. 2 backs in the backfield for the quarterback who hands it off. And again, a minimal gain and a fumble rather. I think that was forced by number 52, and it looks like number 12 comes up with the recovery. He does. We'll give that fumble recovery to Raymond Johnson, and we'll give the force to number 52, Kyman Northington. Here with 9:26 remaining in our first quarter, a quick takeaway after maybe a gain of 3 on that run. And so far a turnover. Going to allow the Virginia Cyclones to try to build on this 6-0 lead they have on the Royals. Davis gets the shotgun snap at the 43, check that 47-yard line. His deep pass is going to be incomplete, intended down the right sideline for number 8. That is Mike Cody, who had a 2-yard carry earlier in our game. So Davis 2 of 4 so far throwing the football for the Cyclones. 2nd and 10 now from the 47-yard line. Shotgun snap, handoff. It's going to be a fumble. It's loose, picked up at about the 47-yard line, and now it's another takeaway here early on. Looks like the recovery, they're wrestling for it, is going to be pulled in by the Royals. We'll get that lineman for you in just a moment after they uncover the scrum. Number 7 with the recovery there for the Royals on that loose pigskin on the handoff. It's going to be Tunde Ogun, 250-pound defensive lineman from Richmond with the fumble recovery. So 1 turnover for each side here. Just a little more than 6 minutes going by in our opening frame. So second possession for the Royals here will come at the 47-yard line of the Cyclones. And they'll go back to work probably with the running game. We'll see if quarterback Aaron Fuller will attempt his first pass of the night. Looking to the right, he does. Roll out. Fuller trying to escape the trouble, and he'll just throw that one away, incomplete. So Fuller off the mark on his first pass this evening. And 2nd and 10 coming up for the Royals, who have been unable to really generate much offensively in terms of positive yardage. .851 remaining in our first quarter. A couple of substitutions. It looks like number 15 will head to the sideline. DeAndre Parker, linebacker from Newport News, and Kyman Northington, who had that forced fumble moments ago, will trot on for this 2nd and 10 from the Cyclones' 47-yard line. Fuller awaits the shotgun snap. 1 man in the backfield with 3 receivers, and we got some motion. The slot receiver had a little giddy up before they snapped it, as Rashad Williams, who had that big return following the touchdown, gets caught here with the false start. So that'll back them up 5 yards here for 2nd and 15 at about the 47, 48-yard line. Good one in the South Region final. Villanova holding on to a 2-point lead with 5:15 to go against Houston. Trying to punch their ticket to the Final Four are the Cougars for the second straight year. Over the middle, pass is going to be incomplete. No, it's intercepted. Check that. Picked off by number 1, Darian Thomas, the Bayside alum out of Virginia Beach, victimizing Fuller and the Royals. here. A second turnover of the day, and Thomas was in the right spot, right time, telegraphed that and picked it off here. So third possession of the night coming up here for the Virginia Cyclones, as their defense has gifted them some excellent field position. It'll come with 8:19 to go in our first quarter. Darian Thomas not only got the INT, he got some yardage afterwards. He was looking for the yak, almost like the receivers do when they catch it. Scoot down the field. So Davis and company will go to work here for their third series at the 50-yard line. Davis gets the snap. Looks like he steps up in the pocket. Will try to take off and run, and he will gain a few yards before he's brought down by 0. And we've got some laundry on the field. It's going to be a holding, so that will negate the positive run, as Javion Ward was quick to get him. Assume that is Javion Ward on our roster sheet. Listed as a 305-pound D lineman out of Meadowbrook. So that hold will send the Cyclones back 10 yards for 1st and 20 from their own 40. Three receivers to the left side for Davis, one to the right. Single back, which is none other than Cam Bryant, who has our lone touchdown thus far. Looks like a blitz might be coming on Davis. Davis gets the snap, looks to the left, completes the pass quickly. On a little slant, it's going to be hauled in by number 17, Tyree Martin. Good gainer for Martin as he gets about 13 yards on that one from Davis. 3 of 5 for 41 yards through the air so far for J.P. Davis. As we approach 7 minutes to go in this opening frame, they actually moved it up a couple yards, so we'll actually give him a couple more on that. We'll give him a full 15. Handoff up the middle with some power, and running with authority is going to be Mike Cody. Look at him bulldozer his way through. Cody gets about 15 yards on that rumble. 15 yards for Cody on that rumble. Looked like a Mack truck up the middle. Get out of his way, he'll run you over. We need to run around you when you can just run through you. Four receivers, 2 on each side for Davis from the 30-yard line of the Royals. Could be a quick draw here. No, not quick draw McGraw. He fakes the draw. Pass is going to be high, intended for his target to the left. Incomplete as he tried to get that one to number 89, Travis Perkins. Could be a night where Davis puts the ball in the air upwards of 20, 25 times here. He's already 3 of 6. Handoff. It's going to be to Bryant. Going to the left, we got a hold, and it's going to be a flag that brings this one back before he is knocked out of bounds. So another hold will do some damage, a little bit too much here for the Cyclones, and stop the clock at the 5:57 mark of our first period. And this could be a passing situation coming up for Davis and crew. Coming off an 18-12 win over the DMV Nights a week ago. So back them up to the 40. So 2nd and 20 from the 40. I'd keep an eye on Bradshaw if he's out there. He is to the near side of us, number 5. On your screen being covered by number 12 of the Royals, Lewis Johnson III. 3 receivers to the left side, and it looks like some almost some motion there. Could have got called for some movement. Davis is hit as he throws, and he gets it to Bradshaw, who makes the catch and might have had some face mask at the end as Johnson brought him down, but Davier Bradshaw with a great grab and aggressive play on offense there as they move it up from the 40 all the way up to the Royals. Looks like it's going to be marked down at the 25, so 15 yards for the First Colonial grad. Up to 33 yards of receiving this evening. And we've got a timeout on the field here after that 15-yard snag from Davier Bradshaw on the rocket by J.P. Davis. A timeout will halt our clock at 5:08, and as we have a timeout, we'll also take one as well here. Come on back here for minor league pro football action from the Sportsplex. Cyclones up 6-0 on the Royals. Now let's hear from CHKD Sports Medicine.
Nobody cares for more young knees than CHKD Sports Medicine. Our specialists, surgeons, and physical therapists work together to develop treatment and training programs that get young athletes back up to speed safely with the strength and confidence they need to stay in the game for the long haul. CHKD Sports Medicine. Care today to last a lifetime.
So there you heard from CHKD Sports Medicine, one of our proud sponsors of tonight's minor league pro football matchup. Whether your child is competing as part of a football team, likes to ride a bike, or is on the road to Olympic glory, the multidisciplinary team at the CHKD Sports Medicine program is dedicated to comprehensive treatment of illness and injury in pediatric and college athletes. CHKD Sports Medicine. Not sure what we have here on the field at this moment. We'll try to get you some clarification as a host of players for the Virginia Royals are running off and heading to maybe the locker room. I'm not sure if perhaps there might have been some lightning in the distance. I don't know if that was the case, but I see a lot of helmets just being left and individuals just sprinting off to the locker room, and now the same taking place for the Cyclones, who lead at 6-0 here with 5:08 to go in our first quarter. It is not halftime, so I'm not sure what the reason for the pause or delay is. We'll try to get that to you here momentarily. So far, a couple of quick numbers before we take another timeout. J.P. Davis, 4 of 7 through the air by our count, with a total of 58 yards passing. Davier Bradshaw with 2 receptions for 33 yards. Mike Cody's got a couple of rumbles. 1 run of 15 yards, 17 rushing yards thus far. Tyree Martin with a 15-yard catch, and Cam Bryant's got a touchdown run. The lone score tonight also has a 10-yard reception. Kyman Northington with a forced fumble, a fumble recovery from Raymond Johnson, and an INT from Darian Thomas out of Bayside High in Virginia Beach. For the Royals, not much offensively. Dean Harris had a couple of runs for 3 yards. He out of Haves, Virginia. Tunde Ogun with the fumble recovery, the defensive lineman from Richmond. And Aaron Fuller misfiring on his first completion of the night. But as the officials and everyone sorts things out here, we'll effort some clarification and get you an update on what's taking place. But while we do that, let's hear from some more of our sponsors here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, where we bring you all kinds of action, whether it be high school football, field hockey, soccer championships, and this minor league pro football matchup between the Virginia Royals and the Virginia Cyclones in the Eastern Conference Football Association. It takes a lot of manpower. Speaking of manpower, let's hear from them.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket, now with house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, is a ranch dream come true. When you dream of juicy, all-white meat chicken strips, crispy golden fries, buttery Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You heard that right. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch. So follow your ranch dreams straight to your DQ for the Chicken Strip Basket. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
So there you heard it from some of our sponsors, such as Dollar Bank and Manpower and Vault Athletics and Fitness Facility, as well as Dairy Queen. Getting close to that time of the year with spring and summer where you want some of those blizzard treats from our friends at Dairy Queen. Every day is sweet when they're serving you those blizzard treats like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, and Oreo fudge brownie. Thanks for being fans for all these years, says Dairy Queen, and here's to many, many more. Dairy Queen, Lansdowne. Go check out that location. It's fan food, not fast food. And we do have some players coming back onto the field for the Virginia Royals with 5:08 to go in our first quarter. Some are bringing bags. I'm not sure what the reasoning for our delay is. And we still have a number of players, chock full of quite a few for the Virginia Cyclones. See J.P. Davis going back on the field with his helmet. Helmet still on, the lid on the head of number 89, Travis Perkins out of Hampton, Virginia. Looks like the offensive huddle might be getting back together as the referees are still huddled. And I'm not sure what the reasoning for that quick, abrupt delay was. We'll try to pass along some info when we get it. Villanova, by the way, in the Elite Eight matchup with Houston, clinging to a 4-point lead, 46-42. For those of you not watching that on your television, with a little more than 60 seconds to go, and a nice attack move off the bounce to put them up 6 as the Cougars need some heroics in the final minute or so. We've still got some players from each side dapping each other up. So while that takes place, we'll take another quick timeout and hear from one of our sponsors, and that is One Life.
As a lifelong local, avid waterman, coach at Kellam High School, coach at the Virginia West Shopping Club, also a member at Virginia Beach National and Heritage Ridge Golf Club. The 757 is a great place to live and play. As a seasoned realtor at the Bryant Group, I know I can find you the perfect home.
So a couple of our sponsors there, the Bryant Group, give them a call at 757-729-1440. And One Life Fitness, One Life, One Inspired Life. We're here to help. Start your new membership today at any one of our 8 convenient Hampton Roads locations, or go online at onelifefitness.com to claim a free trial pass. One Life Fitness. Apparently there was a little bit of an altercation, and I guess some tensions were heightened, and instead of coming to blows in front of the screen, some were willing to possibly take things off the field, but we've seemed to have had cooler heads prevail, and hopefully we'll be resuming action here on the gridiron in this minor league pro football matchup sooner than later, as both teams are called to their respective sidelines to gather and get things back in order here to continue our contest. Looks like there was an unfortunate injury in the Villanova-Houston game as Justin Moore went down, the guard for the Wildcats. You know, the Nova Nation fans under Coach Jay Ryder holding their breath on that one. Hate to lose one of your veteran standouts head into a Final Four, possibly even derail you on your quest to get there, as the Cougars are looking for some late game magic with under a minute to play in that Elite Eight game before Duke and Arkansas take center stage in their regional final. Kansas, Miami square off tomorrow, as do the Tar Heels of North Carolina and the Peacocks of St. Peter's, who won on National Peacock Day over the Boilermakers from Purdue to knock the Big Ten out of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. If you've been following the women's basketball tournament, some of you I know care, others may not, but NC State rallied in the final minutes to beat Notre Dame today 66-63, while UConn, a legendary program under Gino Auriemma, opened the second half on, I believe, a 16-0 burst to defeat Indiana 75-58, and Louisville holding off Tennessee 76-64. Right now, Michigan leading 10th seeded South Dakota 37-32 with 4:15 to go in the third quarter. And I give you all those scores, and we're ready to resume play. How about that with 5:08 to go in the first quarter? The Cyclones knocking on the door at the 25. Davis over the middle, looks to roll, scramble. Davis will get into the red zone. Well, almost there about before he is brought down or halted in his tracks by number 22 of the Royals. That is Tyler Bass, a 225-pound linebacker from Chesterfield. I believe he played at Manchester. I'm not 100% positive of that. As we've ticked under 5 minutes to go in our first quarter. A lengthy one, we might add. So Davis got enough to, looks like, move the sticks. I guess that was a 10-yard run. We'll give it to him. Wasn't paying close enough attention, so sorry, JP, if you're watching this later and I shorted you some stats or didn't have your rushing totals on par. We'll do a better job here for this 1st and 10 from the 20. Hands it off up the middle. Good tackle. Nice stick by Corey Young to bring down the ball carrier. Cam Bryant, who found the end zone earlier, leaves him with a minimal gain of about 1 yard on that run. So Bryant, not much doing on that carry. Second and 9 coming up. Davis with 3 receivers to his left side. He's going to get away from the pressure. And now he's not, as he is brought down for a sack. Credit that defensive effort by number 7 of the Royals, Tunde Ogun, who's got a fumble recovery already, and the pocket just collapsed, and we've got some whistles and timeout here with 3:13 to go in our first quarter. Tears starting to flow for the Cougars of Houston, are down 6 with less than 20 seconds to go, as they see their season perhaps getting ready to come to an end against Villanova. So Davis was dropped for about a loss of 6. While we've got our timeout, let's take another quick one as well and hear from one of Jacob Zado's favorite places, Zoop Eatery. Resume play, and a flag on the field against the defense. We'll move it up 5 yards to the 20-yard line for the Virginia Cyclones, so you didn't miss anything there, folks. You just heard from Zoop Eatery, where you can build the perfect box lunch, a customizable and individually packaged meal for your convenience. Choose from any of the wide variety of soups, fresh salads, made-to-order sandwiches, all served with a hunk of bread. Oh, that sounds good. Plus dessert. There's something for the whole crew at Zoop Eatery. Third down now from the 20 for the host Cyclones. Here's Davis. Looks to the right, and it's going to be incomplete as he tried to thread the needle there. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Couldn't connect with his intended target. So J.P. Davis and crew with the decision to make here from the 20. Do you kick this ball? I'm not sure that you do, although Davis is coming off the field, as are some of his receiving targets like Tyree Martin and Torres Miller. So we got a field goal try coming. I guess this is unofficially like a 37-yarder. We'll call it that for Ryan Boker. See if he can get it down and stick it between the uprights. And we've got some extracurriculars. It's going to be false start movement on the offense, so this makes it a longer, harder kick for Boker, the Chesapeake native, who's just trying to get the ball snapped and held down where he can attempt to kick at it. Take a boot at that pigskin. And we've got a timeout before they'll even attempt this field goal. It's going to be on the offensive side, who will talk things over and maybe change their minds to go for it here, as I'm sure some of the offensive players on the sideline are telling them to do so. And here comes Davis and crew to come back on the field for this 4th down. They got to get it to the 10 to move the sticks here. So 4th and 15 with a 6-point lead. Let's hear a quick word from Dollar Bank.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
That's right, Dollar Bank lets you get there. And right now for the Virginia Cyclones, they're trying to get there and move the sticks, get there being the end zone with that wind blowing. It's howling out here tonight on this final Saturday of March 2022. Matt Hatfield here with you. Thank you for watching on our Virginia Beach Sportsplex YouTube channel and on the VirginiaBeachSportsplex.com webpage. Offense back out there for 4th and 15 from the 25 of the Royals for the Virginia Cyclones, the home base group. Davis with 3 receivers to the right, and we've got movement again, and that's going to back them up 5 more yards. I think the right guard might have jumped here for the Cyclones. I'm not going to call him out for the infraction, as the O-line's had some struggles at times here, more so in the second portion of our first quarter than out of the gate. And Villanova's a winner tonight, 50-44 over Houston. So Jay Wright and the Wildcats going back to the Final Four as they continue their quest for a 3rd national championship. It's their 3rd trip to the Final Four since 2016. It's a final in men's college hoops tonight in the Elite 8. Davis gets the snap. From the left side, it's going to be deflected there and knocked down. Believe that was batted down. If I can get you a number on that, it was to our opposite side. We'll work on that here for you in a moment. I think that might have been as he's now surrounded by teammates. Looked like that was number 29. I'm about 29% sure that it was number 29 for the Virginia Royals. Thomas Beard, he out of Petersburg with that deflection to leave Davis now 4 of 9 through the air this evening. And the Royals, trailing this one by 6 points with under 3 minutes to go in our opening stanza, will take over. See if their 3rd offensive possession can yield better results. They've had a couple of turnovers here tonight. They begin from their own 30. See what the doctor has in store for Aaron Fuller and crew. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single back. Man in motion. Fuller waiting for that shotgun snap. He gets it. It's a low one. Hands it off. And the ball's loose again. A fumble. 41 was not ready for it. And fortunately, Fuller was able to get back on it. But my goodness gracious. That was almost a disaster as George Wise, he out of Portsmouth, Virginia, played at Churchland High School, was not ready for the exchange from his QB and Fuller. So almost a tough break. Fuller's going to lose a few yards on that play, and the defensive line really giving this Royals offensive front some trouble here in our first quarter. 2nd and 12 now, running to the left. Got a full head of steam there as Wise, who will get tackled by number 52, but a good way to make up for it by George Wise, the 5'7", 165-pound tailback with some juice. Stopped by Kyman Northington, the 6'3", 255-pound D lineman out of Virginia Beach. So that's a gain of about 5-6 yards there for Wise. They used Deion Harris earlier. Now they're going to Wise. See if it gives them a little more scoot out of the backfield. Approaching 90 seconds left in this long opening first quarter. Just had a couple of delays. Fuller gets the snap, hands it back off to Wise, who goes left, trying to work between the tackles, and he's going to be met by number 12 of the Cyclones, who's there ready for him, Raymond Johnson, the 6'2", 245-pound linebacker, to keep him from moving the sticks as Wise advances forward for maybe a yard or two, but not enough to give the Royals a fresh set of downs. Decision time here. You would think they just punt this thing away. Then again, I don't think we've seen any punts to this point in this first period, unless my memory serves me wrong. Clock winding down as we tick under 30 seconds to go. 4th and about 4 from the 35. And they're leaving the offense out there. This punting is optional. Not going to do that. And we got some movement up front. I would definitely think here at this point, with 8 seconds to go in our first quarter, you don't want to do anything too disastrous to give the Virginia Cyclones great field position to begin the second quarter with a touchdown lead and in possession to quickly end, or go up 2 scores, I should say. And that's going to just let the clock tick down to triple zeros, and we'll head to the second quarter with the Virginia Cyclones in their home opener on top of the Virginia Royals 6-0 here in the Minor League Pro Football home opener for the Cyclones in the Eastern Conference Football Association from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Back in a bit here on the VirginiaBeachSportsplex.com website and our YouTube channel.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
wherever,
however.
Go check it out online at AtlanticBay.com. Lending peace of mind. Not your typical mortgage company. Second quarter here underway, and they're going to punt it away. It's going to be blocked, deflected here, and it's going to be down at about the 34-yard line as the Cyclones were able to get to it.
The ball will be punted to the 35-yard line. First down, Cyclones.
So with 14:52 to go in our second quarter, Virginia Cyclones going to get great field position anyways, as they have it in enemy territory with room to operate at about the 34-yard line. Appeared to get deflected. Couldn't quite tell who got their mid on it. Might have been a couple of players, in fact. So J.P. Davis and his mates will try to add on to their 6-0 lead with 3 receivers to the left. Here we go. First offensive possession of the second quarter. Davier Bradshaw in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, getting to the second level of the defense, running the football rather well tonight. It's number 23, the guy that had the end zone appearance in our first period, Cam Bryant moving ahead like a locomotive. Down to the 26-yard line, we'll call it. So a gain of about 8 for Bryant, as he's up to unofficially 23 yards on 5 rush attempts. 2nd and 2 from the 26. Davis gets it. And nowhere to go. That was blown up by the defensive front. The Royals ready to bring Bryant down immediately, and doing so was Corey Young. Says he's from Richmond, Virginia, but played at Bayside, so he's quite familiar with 804 and 757 turf. Bringing Bryant down to the turf. He lost a good 3 on that one. 3rd and 4 now for the Cyclones, who have not been quite as clutch this evening on 3rd and 4th down, money down conversions. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side for Davis. Bradshaw's been his go-to target in crucial spots. Believe he is lined up in the slot, or maybe not. Davis looks deep to the right, down the field, lofts one up. It's going to be a touchdown pulled in by number 81 for the Virginia Cyclones, Torres Miller, putting the Cyclones back on the board on a perfectly tossed football from J.P. Davis. And just like that, double-figure lead for the Cyclones, 12-0 with 13:12 to go in our first half. 20. So J.P. Davis with his first touchdown pass of the night. Here's the PAT try, and it is going to go through the uprights. Good. 13-0 our score in favor of the Cyclones after that 29-yard TD. Torres Miller pulling it in from Davis, who's up to 87 yards passing through the air tonight. 13-point lead for the Cyclones on top of the Royals. Oh, enjoy. Kick back and have some Chicho's Pizza. It's more than just a pizza. Chicho's. Kick is going to bounce off a leg for the Royals, and now picked up by Williams, who scoots to the left, gets by one guy, jukes out another defender. Rashad Williams, he's got some real estate. Could this be an 88-yard return to pay dirt? Finally tripped up. I think that's Rashad Williams. We'll double check. Sure looks like him with that burst. My, oh my, nice return by number 35, Rashad Williams. Got himself another good 35, 40-yard gainer off a kickoff return following a touchdown. Now can the Royals do something with it? He's been their most explosive player, but it's been in the special teams aspect, not offensively. And a couple of turnovers have cost the Royals tonight. Nearly had a third one on a fumble. They had one lost fumble, an interception Darian Thomas nabbed. So from the 50, we'll see if Aaron Fuller can get his first completion of the night and jumpstart this ground attack that's been stuck in neutral here in this first half. A chilly one from Harold Highshober Field at Virginia Beach Sportsplex. From the 50. Handoff going to the right. There's some room to run for a couple of tacklers. Get to the ball carrier in number 25 of the Royals, Dion Harris. We saw him on the first series, have not seen much of him since. He's able to get about 6 yards on that carry. Longest play from scrimmage on the night. But still some good hitting as you're seeing the linebackers and all 3 levels in sync for the Cyclones defensively to keep this Virginia Royals offense in check. Second and 4 from the, call it 43. Actually, it's about 2nd and 3. He got about 7 on that last run. Handoff. And getting the first down with a diving, lunging effort. It's going to be number 25, Dion Harris. And some words being exchanged here. I think Noel Clark was in on that. So they got the first down and a couple more yards out of it. About a 5-yard pickup by Harris, who's starting to get his engine revved up. He's fired up tonight. Just like Eric Musselman hopes to be for Arkansas in their matchup against Duke. From the 38 of the Cyclones now. 1st and 10. Man in motion. Tight end spot. Handoff. Back to that guy, Harris. Gets away from one, but not the second tackler, as 21 and 24 were in his pathway. Tone Whitfield and Anthony Cooper. Anthony Cooper, who dazzled here on this field at the Sportsplex back in 2010 with one of the most memorable performances a player could have in the Eastern Region Division VI Championship against Oscar Smith in a 42-40 epic. That night he returned a kickoff for a touchdown and was an electric playmaker for my good pal Darnell Moore, who's called some games with me here at the Sportsplex, former Bayside coach. So gain of a couple there. It's going to bring up 3rd down, although I thought it was 2nd down on that yard marker. So we'll try to get some clarification on that. It is 2nd down as they fixed it. Just under 10.5 minutes to go. Getting to the outside, room to go. It's going to be a 1st down and more before 21 brings down Dion Harris. Tone Whitfield getting to him, but he's starting to get rolling here.
Ball on the 24-yard line.
So at the 24, the last 3 runs, 12, 19, 31, 7 yards. He's really picking it up. 29 yards rushing unofficially for Dion Harris on 6 carries. And he's done most of his damage in the last few carries. Whistle will stop at about 9:44, timeout on the defensive side for the Cyclones, which gives us a chance to hear from another one of our sponsors. And let's hear from Shine Time, Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Seven 757-797-5645. Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience at both residential and large-scale commercial settings, their focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
About ready to resume out of that timeout for the Virginia Cyclones on defense, trying to stop this Virginia Royals attack, which is revved up rather quickly from the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Actually going to be at about the 23 now, it looks like. Handoff up the middle. Not running past those pluggers as the inside forces, number 10 and number 12, ready to get Harris down for nothing. Raymond Johnson, who has that fumble recovery, and Noel Clark in on the stuff. Nothing doing. Going to bring up possibly a passing situation coming up for the Royals. And we thought we might have had a flag on that play. Although now it looks like we do. They're pointing in that direction. Can't quite tell what the sequence is. It is going to be a dead ball foul against the defense. Unsportsmanlike conduct. So that is a costly one for the Cyclones as we near 9 minutes to go in our first half. They lead it by 13.
First and 10, Royals.
So first and goal here for the Royals as they'll put it just outside the 10, it looks like, at about the 12-yard line, maybe 11. And now we got a timeout on the field for the Cyclones. And what has seemed at times like an unlimited amount of timeouts here in our first half. Our game presented by John's Tax Service, and we now have a moment to hear from them.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach Awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
And we're back here, ready for this first and 10 play from about the 11-yard line. Handoff on a jet sweep. Rashad Williams got some room to go. We got a flag. It's going to be against the Royals, it does appear here, before the timer will stop at 8:55 to go in our second period. And that's a play that could plague this drive for them dearly. They wanted to get the ball to Williams in space because he is so dynamic. However, I'm pretty sure it's on the offense as some defensive members are clapping for the Cyclones, including number 3 there, Eric Hargrove, and it is a hold on the offense, so that's going to back them up, basically negating that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Back and forth penalties. It's not going to help the team that's trailing by 13 in the Virginia Royals' case. And the Cyclones don't mind it as long as it keeps them from taking it red zone to end zone and slicing their lead in half. So from about the 21-yard line, we'll call it now. See if the first completion can be made here for Fuller. Man in motion, that's Williams. They'll fake the jet. Now throwing over the middle. He's got a man. It's going to be complete for a nice gain. And look at the big man there, number 81 for the Royals. He's excited, and why not? Devon Lampkin, 6'4", 245-pound tight end. And I remember Devon Lampkin. He was a big-time basketball-football combo athlete for the Justices of John Marshall High School. Justice served. Inside the 10 to about the 8, so about a 13-yard completion for Fuller to Lampkin. That's a big target to have at tight end. Might go back to him, especially here in the red area. Not sure you're going to stop him one-on-one. He can be your version of Gronk. Just throw it to him in the red zone, see if he can come down with it. Or Antonio Gates will A bit of old school for some of our viewers out there. Handoff, nowhere to go. Combination of Derek Titano and Darian Thomas bringing Dion Harris down for nothing. Zilch, nada. So here is a 3rd and goal situation coming up from about the 8. And the Royals need this one badly to boost their confidence before intermission, trailing by a couple of scores. And you do feel like this is 4-down territory. A field goal doesn't help you all that much. You're thinking touchdown or bust right now if you're the Virginia Royals, trailing by double digits. I'd look to Lampkin. And Williams is such a speedster, but with the space condensed, he might not be as big of a playmaking factor. For Aaron Fuller, the trigger man for this play. Hands it off to the left. Little shake and bake move. Trying to get past the corner, and he won't as Eric Hargrove is able to stop Corey Young short of the goal. Gain of maybe 2 for Young on the run. So 4th and goal. Looks like it's at the 6-yard line for the Virginia Royals. And this, to me, has to be a passing situation because their short yardage running game has been ineffective for the large part, except for that series of runs from Dion Harris. And in this tight space with that defensive front packed in there with Titano and company, I don't see a touchdown forthcoming via the ground game. If you're the Royals, it might have to be a pass play to get on the board. So here we go, 4th and goal from the 6, one of the most pivotal plays of our first half. Fuller's got 2 backs in the backfield. Almost jumped was number 21. I think they did get him last second. This could be coming back, though, as Fuller is sacked by a combination of defenders in number 21 and the big man who's down, Derek Titano. But I think they caught Tone Whitfield, who was in the neutral zone. He appeared to jump, and then he tried to get back. With 5:44 to go in our first half. And they do catch him offside, so that's a big break right now if you're the Virginia Royals, giving you another chance. It's going to be half the distance to the goal, so at about the 3-yard line. Penalties shooting themselves in the foot right now, hurting the Cyclones from further distancing themselves or maintaining this lead against the Royals, who have a chance to cut it in half. And now the running game could be back in the equation here on 4th and goal from the 3. Certainly has to be in consideration here with a couple of backs. Could go to almost a jumbo formation. They do have 2 big fellows on the left side of the line. We call them big uglies, but I'm not going to call them big uglies because they might get mad at me and take it out on me. More movement up front. This could be on the offensive side. That's where one of the coaches is calling him a big ugly because he's not happy about him jumping. So that pushes them back 5. So in essence, that's a 2-yard loss to the Royals because half the distance from 6 to 3 was 3 yards. You lose 2 yards on a 5-yard false start. You're at the 8-yard line, my friends. And that's not helping you. Trying to punch it into the end zone on 4th and goal. Would think this is a passing play here. Keep an eye on Lampkin at that tight end spot. Had that big reception a few moments ago. Fake the handoff. Fuller looking left. He's going to lob it towards the corner, and it's incomplete, unable to connect with his intended target, number 31, Daniel Barnes, the linebacker running back from Fredericksburg. And that means taking over the football are the Virginia Cyclones here in this first half, leading it 13-0 with 4:58 to go in our second quarter. So Fuller unable to get that second completion, looking in the direction of the Fredericksburg native Barnes. Well covered, and the defense was in position for the Cyclones, bringing down the heat and the pressure. So from the 8 here, Davis and company go back to work. Could try to just run some clock out and get to the half with this 2-score lead, although they got 3 receivers to the left, one on the far side to his right. Man in motion in Bradshaw. And we got movement before we can really get much started here. That's going to be half the distance on a false start, which will back them up to about the 4-yard line, we would suspect. Oh, it's going to be on the defense, they pointed. So it's going to be a flag on the Royals. So that puts them at, looks like the 13-yard line. 1st and 5. Now you have a chance to maybe take a shot with the passing game because you're still in second, third, manageable to run the ball if it's an incomplete shot. Don't want to throw something where it could be a turnover and picked off. And another whistle. We've got a little bit of a delay here. Might be another timeout.
Timeout on the field.
It is a timeout. Again, we're going with a limited timeouts until we're told if it's 3 apiece. So with that, let's hear from another one of our sponsors, and we'll pick out the Bryant Group first.
As a lifelong local, avid waterman, coach at Kellam High School, coach at the Virginia Cyclones Club, also a member at Virginia Beach National and Henry Regional Golf Club. The 757 is a great place to live and play. As a seasoned realtor at the Bryant Group, I know I can find you the perfect home.
Storybox Audio.
757-729-1440 for the Bryant Group. Give them a call. You won't be disappointed. Right now, the Cyclones and their fans are quite pleased with the result to this point, a 13-0 lead here as we're ready to resume play here out of this timeout. Second quarter action. Matt Hatfield here with you. Jacob Zadow on camera as we bring you this minor league pro football matchup from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex tonight. A chilly Saturday evening. Handoff to Bryant. Gets to the next level of the defense and is brought down on that carry by number 1 Corey Young, but not before he gets some positive yardage. And a first down, moving the sticks to about the 21-yard line. Cam Bryant with 8 on that pickup. We've got him now for 28 yards on 7 attempts, 4 yards a pop. That's getting the job done. Hay in the barn. Quick completion on a stop route. J.P. Davis to number 17, Tyree Martin, who had a 15-yard reception earlier, and that's going to pick up more yardage. As Davis's strike will gain about 9 yards, almost a first down for Davis. 6 of 11 for 96 yards. 2 catches for 26 for Tyree Martin. 2nd and 1 from the 29 now for Davis. We'll execute a quick stop route. Defensive corners playing so far off. I'm surprised we're not seeing closer to the line of scrimmage for number 6 Marcus Golden than his opposite corner mate. Davis gets away from trouble. Nice pickup block there from 58, and Davis is going to scoot for the first down and slide for a nice pickup. Got to give some props on that block to Brian Moore. He out of Norfolk, Virginia, Lake Taylor grad, part of those championship teams with Hank Sawyer and the Titans. And Davis gained 13 on that scamper. Up to about 17 yards rushing on 3 carries, despite getting blitzed a couple times and sacked on 1 that was called back on a penalty. Fresh set of downs from the 41. And this time he's going to get brought down or at least stopped as the pocket collapsed and the rush got to him. I think that sack is going to be credited to number 7 was first in on it, we do believe, for the Royals. Tunde Ogun, he's got a couple of sacks tonight along with a fumble recovery. So Davis's positive yardage takes a ding on that. Second and 17 from the 34. For JP and the boys in white with the orange trim. Those boys, those young men would be the Cyclones. Gets the snap, throws it to the left. Tyree Martin hauls it in. And he's going to gain some yardage back to that original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more before he's stopped by the duo of Corey Young and Tariq Wilson. So that gets him to the original line here. Maybe a yard more will give him 8 for Martin on that.
2-minute warning.
2-minute warning here. $13-0 our score. And with the 2-minute warning, I know you're thinking about those sweet Blizzard treats that you can find at Dairy Queen.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket, now with house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, is a ranch dream come true. When you dream of juicy, all-white meat chicken strips, crispy golden fries, buttery Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You heard that right. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch. So follow your ranch dreams straight to your DQ for the Chicken Strip Basket. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Happy does taste good. Get it delivered at DQ.com. All those Blizzard treats with cookie dough, Reese's, Oreo fudge, M&Ms, even those chicken strips, they all sound good from DQ. 2-minute warning here in this minor league pro football matchup. Eastern Conference Football Association, the Virginia Cyclones, fresh off a 6-point win over the DMV Nights in their road tilt last week. Here in the home opener, up by 13 on the Virginia Royals, courtesy of a 29-yard touchdown pass from James J.P. Davis to Torres Miller. The first touchdown of the night was a rushing one from Cam Bryant, the Norfolk native out of Norview High. Davis, part of the strong contingency from Bayside High on the field tonight. We've mentioned Titano and Thomas and Young and others, both in the orange and white and the blue and red. Those Titans colors for the Royals. Davis drops back to throw. Incomplete, tries to get it to his target, number 14, Renardo Pittman out of Norfolk's Norview High School. It's not Norview's Norfolk High School, it'd be Norfolk's Norview High School. Incomplete here, in 4th and 10 means we got punting time, unless they decide to leave the offense on the field, which they are not going to do here. I think the fellas in the orange and white trying to get to halftime. Catch their breaths with the 13-point lead on the Royals. And here is the punt. It's a low snap. Picking it up off the turf will be our punter for the Cyclones, and that is number 27, I think, or 21. Can't quite tell until he turns fully to my direction. We think it is Alonzo Ramos, but may not be. So with 1:45 to go in our second period, Royals have one more chance to get on the board. With it 1st and 10 at about the, we'll call it the 27-yard line. Fuller gets the snap for the Royals. Gets it off and finds Lampkin for the completion. And he's going to be down at the 30. As he was wrapped up by Jamil Edwards, the Churchland High product out of Portsmouth. Clock continues to roll as Aaron Fuller has his second completion of the night to Lampkin. And he gets about 5 on that. Well, not even 5, probably about 3. Maybe 4. Sprinting and getting the first down, and more is going to be Aaron Fuller. And he gets all the way to the 40. What a run. And he gets out of bounds with 1:08 to go in our first half. Heck of a run for Aaron Fuller. Down at the 41-yard line. unofficially a 35-yard run by our count. There's the athleticism I'm sure the Royals coaches were looking for from him. Take off and sprint, young man. Puts them in position to maybe get on the board with a field goal try or at least a heave in the end zone with 68 seconds to go in our second quarter. And that's going to be getting the signal and instruction. George Wise, who will go to the left. Lampkin in motion now. He'll split out. Fuller gets the snap. Throws it to Lampkin, who hauls it in. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock quickly with 1:02. Well, they're going to say the clock keeps rolling. It's going to stop at 1 minute, actually. So 2 yards to Lampkin, who's up to 3 catches for 19 yards. Second and 8 from about the 39, 38-yard line. We'll call it 38.5-yard line. In honor of my good pal Bill Nettles, who likes to use the half-yard lines, the longtime public address announcer at John B. Todd Stadium in Newport News. So it means it's a short 9 or a long 8, however you look at it. Shotgun snap to Fuller, looks left, pumps that way. Now he's going to go to Lampkin, and it's going to go off his mitts and out of bounds incomplete with 54, 53 seconds left in our first half. Third and long coming up for the Royals. One of our sponsors from today's game is none other than Vault Athletics and Fitness. The Vault Fitness facility is Hampton Road's newest 13,000 square foot facility located in the Hilltop section of Virginia Beach, where they specialize in youth athlete development, personal training, small group training, and specialty fitness classes. Vault Athletics and Fitness. So here we have it, third and about 8, almost 9 yards. Snap, Fuller going to the right side. It's going to be hauled in by number 14. That's Maurice Laster. He out of Richmond, and then he gets knocked down by number 28, Randy Grant. And Laster and company got maybe a yard on that. So he's quickly trying to get things reorganized for his group. It's going to be fourth and maybe 7, 8 yards here. And time is ticking. Under 20 seconds to go in this first half. 3 receivers to the right side. Going to need to probably chuck it towards the end zone. Fuller rolls right. Throws it quickly. It's going to be hauled in by number 17 as he dives for the first down. I don't think he got it. He's going to be just short, and a good hit by the defender on that play after Sir Dillard brought in the catch. Let's see who had that stick there with 5 seconds to go in our half. Holding his hand, I think, is number 33 for the Cyclones, Raymond Bell, DB from Virginia Beach, who it says played for the green and gold of NSU. We're going to actually have 5 seconds put back on the clock. And I think he was about a yard or so short, was Bell, on that completion. They're going to call a penalty on the defense. And it's going to be fourth down, so it negates the reception and completion. Puts them up 5 yards closer, so about 4th and 3, maybe 4, probably 4th and 3, we'll say, from about the 34. Snap comes to Fuller. Going to throw it deep towards the end zone. Intended for 17. It's going to be incomplete as the defender was in position, Randy Grant, to break that up. So Fuller ends the half 4 of 8 for 20 yards through the air, while J.P. Davis was 5 of 10 for 87 yards. That 29-yard touchdown pass to Torres Miller, plus the touchdown run from Cam Bryant, brings us to intermission with the host Cyclones up 13-0 on the Royals in this minor league pro football matchup from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex on this final Saturday of March 2022. Let's hear from a bevy of our sponsors here at the halftime break.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
That's right, Chicho's is more than just a pizza. Several locations across the Hampton Roads area to go check out, and Chicho's has been serving Hampton Roads for many, many years. A beach institution since 1968. 8 locations around Tidewater. Stop in or order online to find out why they are a favorite in the 757. Chicho's, more than a pizza. Some quick halftime stats in this minor league pro football matchup between the Virginia Cyclones, trying to make it 2 in a row after they beat the DMV Nights last week, 18-12, up by 13 points. Quarterback James J.P. Davis, unofficially by our count, 7 of 12 for 104 yards through the air with a touchdown pass, a 29-yard scoring strike to Torres Miller. Fumble recovery for Kyman Northington on the defensive side of the ball. Darian Thomas has an interception. Raymond Johnson also has an INT, the linebacker out of Virginia Beach, and a number of big hits throughout for this defensive effort. Noel Clark, and certainly we've called out Johnson's name and quite a few different players throughout this one. Tyree Martin with 3 catches for 34 yards. Cam Bryant has 7 carries for 28 yards unofficially and a touchdown run. Mike Cody has 2 rushes for 17 yards. Davis has 4 carries for 10 yards thus far. Davier Bradshaw, 2 receptions for 33 yards. He, the Virginia Beach product out of First Colonial High School for the Cyclones. And for the Virginia Royals, unofficially, Aaron Fuller had that 35-yard run late in the first half. He was 4 of 8 for 20 yards passing. His main target was the tight end, Devon Lampkin, with 3 catches for 19 yards. George Wise has a couple of rushes for 6 yards. Deion Harris, unofficially, 8 rushes for 29 yards. A couple of sacks for Tunde Ogun, defensive lineman from Richmond, who also has a fumble recovery in this one. And Maurice Laster, the second, has a reception. 2-yard run for Corey Young in our game as well. A couple of turnovers for the Virginia Royals, 1 for the Cyclones, who lead it by 13. A little more than 5 minutes to go into the second half, so let's hear from some more of our proud sponsors making this matchup possible today from the Sportsplex, and including our title sponsor, that's John's Tax Service.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard, PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach Awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
Wherever,
however.
As a lifelong local, avid waterman, coach at Kellam High School, coach at the Virginia Cyclones Club, also a member at Virginia Beach National and Henry Regional Golf Club. The 757 is a great place to live and play. As a seasoned realtor at the Bryan Group, I know I can find you the perfect home.
Nobody cares for more young knees than CHKD Sports Medicine. Our specialists, surgeons, and physical therapists work together to develop treatment and training programs that get young athletes back up to speed safely with the strength and confidence they need to stay in the game for the long haul. CHKD Sports Medicine. Care today to last a lifetime.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket, now with house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, is a ranch dream come true. When you dream of juicy, all-white meat chicken strips, crispy golden fries, buttery Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You heard that right. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch. So follow your ranch dreams straight to your DQ for the Chicken Strip Basket. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Seven 5645 for Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. All summertime will be here before you know it, and it is the place to revitalize your property today. The turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects with years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings. The focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time. Shine Time Power Wash. Let's give you a scoreboard update on what's happening in the world of college basketball, both on the men's and women's side in college hoops. Let's start with the ladies first. Earlier today in the women's Region Sweet 16 matchup in Bridgeport, Connecticut, NC State, the number 1 seed, beat Notre Dame, rallying from behind to win it 66-63 as Westmore's Wolfpack will move on to the Elite Eight, where they will take on the number 2 seeded Huskies of Connecticut, a 75-58 winner over Indiana today. Paige Beckers back in uniform for UConn had a good game, as did Olivia Nelson-Ododa with a double-double, 14 rebounds for her, as UConn used a 22-13 third-quarter burst to seize control. Top-seeded Louisville out in the Wichita region, a winner 76-64 over Tennessee, as Haley Van Lith had 23 points to lead the Cardinals. Jeff Waltz's team 28-4 in the year. They're going back to the Elite Eight. And Michigan holding off South Dakota 52-49 in the other matchup in the Wichita region, Sweet 16. Wolverines getting it done behind Naz Hillman's 17 points and 10 rebounds, along with 3 assists in the victory. On the men's side in the Elite Eight earlier tonight, it was Villanova prevailing over Houston. The number 2 seeded Wildcats now 30-7 on the year, going to their 7th Final Four all-time, as Jermaine Samuels had a double-double of 16 points and 10 rebounds to lead Villanova past Kelvin Sampson's Houston Cougars 50-44. And right now, with 11 minutes and change to go in the first half, Duke clinging to a 16-14 lead on Arkansas in the Elite Eight matchup in the West region. So far, Mark Williams, the Norfolk product, here out of Hampton Roads with 8 points on 4 of 4 shooting. The 2 Elite Eight matchups tomorrow on the men's side, featuring Miami, the number 10 seed under Coach Jim Larinaga. His Hurricanes taking on top-seeded Kansas in the Midwest region Elite Eight matchup, a 2:20 Eastern start. And number 15 seed St. Peter's, the Peacocks, playing the number 8 seeded Tar Heels of North Carolina in a 5:05 Eastern start. We're still here at the half. We gave you some numbers earlier in this minor league pro football matchup from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex on this final Saturday in March of 2022, where the Virginia Royals trail the host Virginia Cyclones 13-0. Second half will be coming up shortly, we sure hope. And let's hear from a few more of our sponsors, including Vault Athletics and Fitness.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
Who doesn't like Why Not Italian? They're celebrating over 28 years in Hampton Roads, and their commitment to excellent ingredients, traditional recipes, and treating customers like family is what has allowed Why Not to serve delicious food to the community since 1993. Now, you can dine in with them at any one of 7 locations, including their newest one, Haygood, on Independence Boulevard. What's for dinner tonight? Why Not Italian? And there's going to be a game next Friday here at the Sportsplex, I understand, for the Virginia Cyclones. Same time, so for any of you football fans want to get your football fix, yeah, it's going to be April, but, you know, baseball's coming up, and you're looking at spring sports happening if you're a fan of the local sports scene, be it the Tides or be it high schools. But everybody loves football year-round. It can be January, February, March, April, fall with, you know, the late summer after the dog days of the heat with July and August. You get to that September, October time, and everybody loves football then. But get your football fix here early on. You got the NFL draft coming up soon. The colleges already doing their spring practice. So a chance to come out here to the Sportsplex coming up on Friday to get a look at these young men, semi-pro standouts for the Virginia Cyclones, who will try to follow up with perhaps another win should they hold this lead right now on the Royals. Double-figure advantage they've got so far in our matchup. They're back out on the field warming up. Actually, the visiting squad tonight getting shut out. The Virginia Royals, who had a chance to get on the board before the end of the first half and had it 4th and goal inside the 10, could not convert as the Cyclones were able to come up with the stand. And with that 13-point lead, courtesy of a couple of touchdowns, J.P. Davis through the air for the Cyclones to Torres Miller from 29 yards out, and a touchdown run from a yard out, a plunge by Cam Bryant. That has been our difference thus far. A couple of takeaways, as we mentioned, courtesy of Darian Thomas and also Kyman Northington. While the Royals did get a takeaway themselves on a fumble from Tunde Ogun, who's got 2 sacks, but unable to really explode offensively as their ground game has been held in check to under 50 yards tonight in this matchup. In fact, in this MLF league, it'll be the Rampage taking on the Virginia Cyclones coming up on Friday. So mark that on your calendar, your phone, get it out there, make a little note. Coming up at around 7:30 on Friday at the Sportsplex, it'll be the Rampage taking on the host Virginia Cyclones, who have put together a nice start here to this 2022 campaign with a number of local standouts, a lot of homegrown flavor on this team, as we've highlighted. Players from all across the 7 cities here in Tidewater, Newport News, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Hampton, Suffolk, you name them, comprising of this Cyclones roster, as they are right now playing some lights-out defense. And outside of a couple of special teams plays, nice returns from Rashad Williams, the Nansemond River High School standout for the Royals. They have not really had a lot of highlight reel moments or plays in this contest thus far. Now that can certainly change and turn around in the second half. Devon Lampkin had a couple of good receptions, including that 13-yarder to move the sticks towards the end of our second quarter, but so far they're searching for the source of offense behind their QB and Aaron Fuller, who's had a lot of pressure on him throughout the game, did have that 35-yard takeoff and run. So as we await the start of our second half, which is moments away, let's hear from a couple more of our sponsors, and one of those would be Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
Wherever,
however.
Zoop Eatery, one of the proud sponsors of our matchup tonight on the gridiron, as we are set for the second half. At Zoop Eatery, you can build the perfect box lunch, customizable and individually packaged meals for your convenience. And we're underway here, ball in the air. It's going to be first in possession of the Royals, who have had those nice returns from Rashad Williams. This one a more manageable return for Williams, as far as he didn't erupt for a 30-40 yard run. And with 14:49 to go in our third period, it'll be Royals football from their own Looks like they're going to mark it at the 37 as we're set here for this third quarter. John's Tax Service, our title sponsor for tonight's game. Matt Hatfield here with you alongside Jacob Zadeau on camera, bringing you the shots tonight from the Plex under the lights. Royals trying to get their offense ignited, less than 100 yards in that first half. And they certainly could use a big play early on here to kickstart their attack. It's going to be a jet sweep. They showed a couple of glimpses of that in the first half, but it's not going to go anywhere as the defense was ready for it immediately. 52-24 there to bring down George Wise to a minimal gain. And 52-24 for the Cyclones would be none other than Kyman Northington, who we've called out quite a few times, and Anthony Cooper, the big play guy who does it in all three phases, offense, defense, special teams, as many that have followed high school football around the area have become familiar with. He went on to play at UVA, and certainly one of the more decorated playmakers, was part of those Bayside teams with Demetrius Nicholson and Taquan Smoke Mizell, Quinn Blanding, Henry Coley, Deion Stitt. Just a terrific group that captured a regional title 12 years ago. So it's second and about 9 here for the Royals after the 1-yard pickup for Wise. They've got to get incorporated more, you would think, in the second half. He's there in the flat open, and Fuller's going to try to force it in the middle to Lampkin, who was pretty well covered. Might have been interfered with, but they're not going to throw a flag as the defense linebacker doing well in coverage on the drops there for the Cyclones, and that is Raymond Johnson, who's got a fumble recovery, and he's trying to get his mitts on a pick tonight, too. Blue Devils, as they're approaching 10 minutes to go in the first half, up 8 on Arkansas now, as Coach K's team trying to go on a run here. They broke the 14-all tie, punched their ticket to the Final Four, and joined Villanova, who won earlier tonight on the men's side in college hoops. Third down and 9, as quarterback Aaron Fuller will try to get back over the 50% threshold through the air. You would figure this is a pass play. Wise will flex out to the right, so it's going to be empty, and we have a whistle and a timeout before they can empty the formation. So while that happens, let's quickly hear from one of our sponsors tonight, and that's One Life. That's right, just $29.99 a month. Go there to One Life, One Inspired Life. They're here to help start your new membership today at any one of the 8 convenient Hampton Roads locations. You can go online, too, at onelifefitness.com to claim a free trial pass, One Life Fitness. So out of the timeout for the offensive group, the Virginia Royals facing a 3rd and 9 from their own. Looks like it's going to be 30, we'll call it 38, 39-yard line, can't quite tell. Soccer lines blending with the football lines for me. Fuller to the right will throw it. We got a flag on the field. I think it's going to be at the line of scrimmage as he was trying to go to Lampkin with 13:43 to go in our third period. And the defensive players pointing directly to the offense are saying decline it. At least the player in front of me wearing number 21 is saying that. That is, of course, none other than Tone Whitfield. We've mentioned him quite a bit. Good sportsmanship there between 8 and 55. Like to see that. Mike Cody for the Cyclones and Tyleek McCoy, Petersburg product. And it is going to be declined, that penalty. So far, just 40% completions tonight for Fuller, who's not getting a boatload of help from his receivers, who are having a hard time getting separation against the secondary of the Cyclones. So they'll punt it away here with 13:42 to go in our third quarter. So punting situation here, 4th and about 8 for the Virginia Royals. It's going to be blocked, and the first to get their hands on it for the Virginia Cyclones was number 27 with that block punt. Let's give it up to Alonzo Ramos with the punt block. That's the second time they've gotten a finger, a mitt, a fingernail on a punt. Don't need the clippers there. They got it clean. Explosive. Similar to Jeremy Roach attacking the 10 for the Blue Devils. That defense and special teams unit just coming through unscathed tonight. So the first offensive possession for the Cyclones at the 40-yard line, where J.P. Davis and company will begin. Davis over 100 yards through the air in the first half. His pass is going to be not a live football. It's going to be incomplete. That was not a backwards pass, so incomplete for Davis. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 here with 13:28 to go in our third period. Now, Davis in the first half, unofficially by our count, we had him 7 of 12 for 104 yards. Excellent stat keeping from our man Jacob Zado tonight. We'll give him credit for the numbers. He's allowing the numbers to be possible by moving the camera for us, so got to give him that shout out. 2nd and 10 now from the 40. Handoff now. It's going to be met immediately by a host of defensive players for the Royals, and one of them that was explosive on that, busting through the line to bring down Cam Bryant. Right away, number 31 was in the mix. Daniel Barnes, linebacker from Fredericksburg, who we've called out quite a few times tonight. That's going to be a loss of 1 for Bryant. $12:50 to go in the half. Quick toss over the middle is going to be complete. Short gain, if anything at all, as the defense was ready for it. That was to number, couldn't tell if that was Tyree Martin or rather Travis Perkins. I'm going to give it to Martin, but I'm not saying that with a lot of confidence. So apologies if that was Perkins on that catch, because it might have been. I'm starting to think it was now. So 4th and about 9, almost 10 yards. Three receivers to the right side for Davis. He'll step up in the pocket and run into some trouble as he's met right away by a couple of big guys. Number 92, Mr. Horn, was in on that stop. Anthony Horn, also Dwayne White out of Shaw. So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Virginia Cyclones, giving it right back to the Royals. And they're at the 41-yard line. Handoff to the right side. Looking to get some real estate, but nowhere to really go. It's going to be number 25, Deion Harris, who was bottled up. Nothing doing on that carry. Good leverage on the outside for the Cyclones to keep him in check, not letting him get to the second level of that defense all night long. Lampkin shifts over to the left side. He'll switch with Maurice Laster, who will go in motion to the right. A couple of tight ends here for Fuller as he gets the snap and hands it off and busting through like he shot out of a cannon there. Quick run for Deion Harris, who gets tripped up by number 33 of the Cyclones. That would be Raymond Bell. We've highlighted a few different times throughout this contest. Gain of about 9 there for Harris. One of his longest runs of the night to 38 yards. So he's starting to pick things up considerably. At just the 50-yard line. Hand off to the left side. He's going to be short of the first down, although he might have got some face mask as Harris was stopped. I think it's going to be a penalty potentially on the defense. Or a horse collar, if not a face mask, excuse me. They're arguing he got clean jersey, but that's looked like it was a horse collar to me. And they're going to say face mask.
Face mask.
So 15 yards into Cyclones territory go the Royals as they've moved into Cyclones territory a few different times tonight. Can they capitalize? So from the 35-yard line, Fuller will hand it off. There's Harris getting a few before he is stopped by the Mike backer, number 12, Raymond Johnson. 11 rushes for 41 yards tonight for Harris. And it's very important to stay balanced offensively. Got to have a little bit of a good mix between pass and run. Somewhere like in basketball where you're just relying on the three-point shot, you got to have the element to go inside and out. And right now, that's what this Royals offense is striving for, to have that nice equal 50-50 mixture. But the running game gets shut down on that play. Good stuff again, as Harris is brought down right away by Tone Whitfield, who has been a tone setter on defense tonight. Not sure he gained anything on that. Maybe generously give him 1 yard, but still about 3rd and maybe 7 to go from roughly the 32, 33-yard line for the Virginia Royals. And this is what we were just talking about. You got to have that passing element here. Can they get a completion? Lampkin's going to be in motion from the left, get closer to the line of scrimmage area at the tight end spot where he's been effective at times. They're going to hand it off and going to the left as they try to use Lampkin as a blocker. It will be the running game to get the first down, lower in the shoulder with the big hard run. Deion Harris able to move the sticks. And he got more than enough on that run. Right into enemy territory, into the red zone rather. As he's up to over 50 yards on the ground tonight. Deion is starting to feel it. Knows he can be a difference maker here in this second half with his team at the 19. Closing in on 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. They feed the beast again, and this time the beast is met by a defensive menace for the Cyclones and Derek Titano, the 6'1", 315-pound defensive lineman who was one of those studs back on that region championship team with Mike Phillips as a two-way lineman for the Bayside Marlins, and maybe a yard at most for Harris. They're trying to chop away and keep that offense on the sideline. Definitely dominating the time of possession here in this third quarter. Fakes the handoff, rolling right now. Fuller trying to get away from the pressure. He's not going to do it. It's going to be a huge sack for the defense of the Cyclones. And that's number 27, Alonzo Ramos, who had the pump block, sending Fuller back, and almost gone. Wasn't a home run Chris Berman style. Instead, it was a loss of about 14 yards for Fuller. So you think of that 35-yard run he's had, but he's had 2 or 3 different loss of yardage when it comes to the running game, mainly because the protection broke down. They didn't even give him much of a chance as the offensive line from the right side. They found the sore spot, and they exploited it. Less than 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's moved along pretty well in comparison to that first quarter that had numerous stoppages. Fuller gets the snap. Rolling to his right. Being chased by 3 white shirts. He's going to stay along the sideline, scoot, do a little Steve McNair type move. I said McNair because I'm thinking of Air McNair, the late great Steve McNair with that uniform. He used to play for the Titans. And he's going to scoot out of bounds and end up gaining some of that yardage back that he lost.
Fourth down, Royals.
The 32 to about the 26. So it's a gain of 6, even though it felt like a gain of 12 to 8. From 12 to 14, rather. So 4th down here at the 26-yard line. They need to get to about the 19 of the Cyclones. See if Fuller can improvise again and do something with his scramble ability. His mobility has come into play lately. Gets the snap, looking to the left. He'll fire a pass, and it goes right through the hands. Should have been caught there. Intended for number 85. My, oh my, you know that Dimitri Hughes wants to get that one back, the Hopewell native. Turnover on downs. Key drop there as that allows the Cyclones to exhale and it could breathe a little bit more life into the offense, which hasn't had possession of the football much here in the second half. Remember that play as the Royals have had a couple of chances now. They had one inside the 10, came away empty, didn't try the field goal, and here they're unable to extend the drive and punch it in as the 4th down play is stopped. Both defenses have rose to the occasion on 3rd and 4th down situations throughout the night. So from the 26-yard line, it'll be J.P. Davis getting the snap. 3 receivers to the right. We got movement up front. It's going to be a false start. And a 5-yard penalty.
For a start on offense.
They're late in the first half in the Elite 8 between the Razorbacks of Arkansas and the Blue Devils of Duke. And in that West Region matchup, 37-33 in favor of Duke with 1:54 to go before halftime in San Francisco, where I left my heart. But it was not one of the 14 different states that I visited this year on my travels, frequenting the country with the ODU women's basketball team. Handoff now for the Cyclones to the left, and a big jarring hit for the defense. Looks like that was delivered by number 29 on Cam Bryant. Thomas Beard, Petersburg native, making his presence felt defensively. Able to get a few yards back after that penalty. Cyclones back to work here from their own 23-yard line. Nearing 3 minutes to go in this third quarter with a double-digit advantage. 5 blockers in, could bring the heat on Davis, and they do. Davis stepping up, and he gets drilled. Big hit. Stays in there and takes a lick, though, as that was Tariq Wilson. Charlotte, North Carolina native, 255-pound D-end, and JP's going to feel all that tomorrow morning when he wakes up. Loss of about 1 or 2. We'll say 2. So third and long, third and about 13, 14 yards. Passing situation, but you really don't need to get it all here. You can play field position with a 2-score lead. You don't want to commit that second turnover and give the Royals offense some life after they've squandered a couple of opportunities. Davis gets the snap. Quick trigger, and he's going to be off the mark. Liked the idea, but the accuracy wasn't there in his intended target for Miller. So incomplete for the Cyclones on offense. 8 of 15 for 106 yards tonight. 104 of those in the first half, as he's pretty much been negated. Quick 3 and out. 2:21 to go in our third period. You might have almost wanted to run the ball there, even though it's not a first down. It's hard to get that many yards on a third and long, but the clock would be moving some. Punting situation now for the Virginia Cyclones. Booted away, and that's going to go out of bounds. A very short punt. Not much at all on that punt, as it sails out of play.
First and 10. Roy, ball on the 28-yard line.
The 28-yard line for the Royals. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, lending peace of mind, not your typical mortgage company. They understand getting a mortgage can be stressful, but they're here to guide you every step of the way, dedicated to providing you an enjoyable journey from start to finish. Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, one of the many sponsors of our presentation tonight of the minor league pro football with the Virginia Cyclones and the VA Royals. Handoff here, up the gut. They go to gain a few yards, a few chunk yards. It's going to be handed off to the man with the visor. Not an advisor, but the man wearing the visor, and that's number 25, Dion Harris. But that's his 15th rushing attempt of the night, as he has them in prime position to get closer to this red area, although that time is going to be a nice firm stick by the defense. Harris gets just a yard, as he is met pretty quickly by Mike Cody, who's doing double duty tonight, the linebacker out of Fort Myers, Florida. Listed at 6'1", 260. Packs a punch. $60 yards on the ground tonight for Harris, and he's had to work for every one of them. If you're wondering about the Duke-Arkansas game, Duke with its most first-half points in the tournament thus far with 45, as they lead the Razorbacks by 12 at the break. Bill Clinton not too happy about that one. So we're closing in on the end of the third quarter. And we got some movement up front. False start will back up the Royals 5 yards here with 26 seconds to go in our third quarter. Third down here from the 20, well, it's not going to be the 27-yard line because we have more movement up front on the offensive line. Quarter to 10 o'clock on the East Coast on this chilly Saturday night in Mach. All kinds of madness. Gridiron and hardwood. And third quarters come to a close.
And that would be the end of the third quarter. What's your score? 13 Cyclones, Royals.
13-0, our score in favor of the Virginia Cyclones on top of the Virginia Royals. They will switch to the other side, and we'll come back with the fourth quarter conclusion from the Plex in Virginia Beach right here on our YouTube channel, Virginia Beach Sportsplex and VirginiaBeachSportsplex.com. Keep it tuned, locked and loaded. Now this from Dairy Queen.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket, now with house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, is a ranch dream come true. When you dream of juicy, all-white meat chicken strips, crispy golden fries, buttery Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You heard that right. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch. So follow your ranch dreams straight to your DQ for the Chicken Strip Basket. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
We're ready for the fourth quarter here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Matt Hatfield with you, Jacob Zadeau on camera. The MLF, Minor League Football. Rampage will be taking on the Cyclones coming up on Friday night. $15 minutes to play in this one. And the Cyclones are trying to get on the move here. Third and long, though, after the penalty to end the third quarter from the Cyclones' 32-yard line. Aaron Fuller, who has been quiet throwing the ball, will fake the handoff and go over the middle. It's going to be almost caught, but good coverage, preventing that completion to Wise. And wiping off the jersey, making sure he stays clean, is number 3 for the Cyclones, Eric Hargrove, Suffolk native. Just 6 seconds into our fourth and final stanza. Fuller with 7 incompletions compared to just 4 completions. One was to Maurice Lashley, the other 3 to Devon Lampkin, who has 19 yards receiving. So a really one-dimensional attack tonight, and most of it's been courtesy of the 60 yards rushing on 16 attempts from Dion Harris, the Hayes, Virginia product. Got to come an awful long ways from Hayes, Virginia here to Virginia Beach. Put that in the GPS to see how long that takes. Fourth down, they're leaving the offense on the field. Jacob tells me it's only an hour and 3 minutes. I thought it was a little longer than that. Completion to the sideline. Not going to be enough for the first down, but it's going to be enough to get them some positive yardage. Along the sideline, it's caught by number 85, and he was stopped along the sideline by number 12. So credit that tackle to Raymond Johnson, who's been all over the field tonight, and Dimitri Hughes with the reception for the offense. So the Cyclones have the football here from their own 27-yard line. That 5-yard gainer. To the left on the run, Cam Bryant trying to get out of bounds, and he does after he's knocked down by a couple of blue shirts.
That run would be good for a 2-yard pickup. Second down, Cyclone.
Just a couple on that run.
Penalty flag on the field.
Do have a flag on the field here. Want to give a shout out to George Spellman. He's a big fan of Dairy Queen. Tuning into tonight's broadcast. Dairy Queen's got so many great treats. Cookie dough, M&M's, Reese's, Oreo, fudge brownie. All the Blizzard treats, and you go pay them a visit right here near the Sportsplex, Dairy Queen, Lansdowne. It's fan food, not fast food. Thank them for being a sponsor, and they thank you for being fans for all these years. Looking forward to many more. So that penalty will back up the Cyclones here. Incomplete. J.P. Davis trying to thread it on the inside slant to his target. Wearing number 14, that is Renardo Pittman. He out of Norview High School in Norfolk. JP's just been a little touch off here in the second half. Was really in a nice rhythm in the first half. But the one thing he has done is he's not made a lot of mistakes throwing the football with the lead, which you want your quarterback to do to make sure you manage the game being up by a couple of scores. Davis now will take a shot down the field, and that's a nice hookup, although he drops it at the end, incomplete. That one more on the defense jarring it loose on the receiver than Davis, who put it in the right spot for a big gainer. Unable to hang on to it at the end there. Number 89 for the Cyclones, who made a good effort. Just couldn't quite complete the full catch motion, Travis Perkins. So 3rd and long coming up for the Cyclones, as Davis's completion percentage has dipped under the 50% mark, and what has taken on the look of a defensive battle. No scoring here in the second half. I'm not sure we're going to see any scoring at this rate. Cyclones wouldn't mind that, considering they had the lead. Davis goes back to his target on the last play, and he rewards him with a catch. It won't be enough for the first down, although it'll be enough for a yard, maybe a couple yards, as he gets it to Perkins. So he drops it in there for a few. And it's going to be 4th down and punting time again, 3 and out for the Cyclones. We're unable to string together some plays to move the chains in this fourth quarter. Closing in on 12 and a half minutes to go. Oh, the bad snap on the punt. Can he get to it in time? He's going to be knocked back, and it's going to be a safety as Alonzo Ramos just tried to get to it before disaster struck, and it was a touchdown, and the Royals are on the board courtesy of the special teams. That was the aspect that was going to help them tonight, and it's 13-2 is our score. Clock will stop with 12:27 to go. So a safety as the errant snap keeps things semi-interesting here in this MLF matchup. Cyclones lead trimmed from 13 to 11. So they will be kicking off to the team they were aiming to punt it to, and that is the Virginia Royals, looking for a comeback here. Now, how big would that a field goal have been in the first half? You look back at it when they had it inside the 10. If they get that, it's 13-5. I know they had squandered a chance to score in the second half here, but you'd be looking at a one-score game, touchdown, two-point conversion. No, you can't go back and have a redo. But certainly the Cyclones know they have to still execute some plays offensively and not have a special teams breakdown. Remember, Rashad Williams had his 2 nifty returns, as Perkins is late to trot on here before this kickoff. He had that catch before the fourth down blunder on the punt that ended up being a safety. Drop kick and a boot for Ramos. Got some great hang time on that. It will take a bounce for the Cyclones back at the 18. It's scooped up. And it's going to be Wise who was brought down after getting about 15 by number 89, Travis Perkins. It's going to be at the 34-yard line with just over 12 minutes to go in this contest, 12:15 to be precise. We'll see what the Cyclones can do, trying to continue the momentum after that safety. Looks like they're going to spot it maybe at about the 35, rather. They bumped it up a yard. So is there a trick play in the bag for Aaron Fuller? Just 5 of 12 for 25 yards tonight through the air, unofficially. Got 3 receivers to his left. We'll see if the Cyclones bring some pressure on the blitz. Might not be a bad idea considering the O-line has broken down in protection on a few different occasions. Quick screen is caught by Rashad Williams. Along the sideline, he jukes and jives and gets up to about the 41, 42-yard line. Rashad Williams with a little flex action. He's excited, and it's probably a penalty on the Cyclones for the way I'm imagining he's posing, although if it's a celebration on him or it's on the offense, what are you doing? Looks like it is on the offense, rather. So that negates that completion. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Actually, he'll get 7, then it's a 15-yard penalty. Looking for creative ways to get the football in the hands of Rashad Williams, but penalties, too numerous to mention tonight. They're never a positive for any team in football, be it pro, college, high school, whatever level we're talking. Under 12 minutes to go now. Clock winds down here from about the 27. Run up the middle is going to go nowhere, as there's multiple hats in white in on that stop of Harris. One of those multiple hats is number 8, Mike Cody, who we've called out time and time again for his play. So a big down now for the Royals here on 3rd down. From about the 27. Needing to get up to about the 45, needing about 18. Looking for some kind of spark play, and really it's going to have to be a short completion and then yards after the catch, a missed tackle, which there's not been many of those for the Cyclones, who have been rather stout in their defense assignments and execution. Fuller now lofts one deep down the field left. It's going to be almost picked. Really getting a hand on it is number 24 for the Cyclones, and that would be none other than Anthony Cooper, who thought he was going to get himself a highlight reel play for a second there. A Coop. So probably punting time now, with 10:53 remaining. Not quite the area on the field you want to take a gamble. Their defense has been getting three and outs consistently. You come up with a takeaway to flip field position. Now you're in business to make things really interesting on the Cyclones and put some pressure on them. Wouldn't rule out a fake here, though. That's a lot of yards to gain, about 18 to convert that fake into a fresh set of downs. It might be a desperate measure to try here with this amount of time on the clock. Quick punt. It's going to get a hop that probably favors the Cyclones there, as that boot by Dwayne White was not the best in the world for the Royals. As we tick down to 10:40 to go in our matchup from the Sportsplex. This should be running time if you're the Cyclones. No need to put the football in the air. Burn clock, and get home with a 13-2 win is what I say. Coach Hatfield up here in the box. Don't have the coaching acumen or experience that a lot of these gentlemen do on the sidelines, but hey, that's would be the thing that makes the most sense to me at this point. Late on this chilly Saturday night in March. Wouldn't even mind doing a direct snap. Let Davis kind of gather himself, catch his breath, and then maybe take a play action shot when they load the box to stop the run game. Doesn't look like they're going to do that here from the 42-yard line. Well, they will run the football, though. Short gain for the tailback who's in. That's Cam Bryant, who has been the workhorse this evening. Yardage might not show it, as we unofficially have him with 32 yards on the ground on 10 carries. But he had that first touchdown, and he's displayed some inside-outside ability on the ground. Second and 8 from the 40. Handoff up the middle they go. A couple of blue shirts get to him quickly.
That will be good for a 2-yard pickup.
Another 2-yard pickup. Stop on that play. Credit Daniel Barnes, number 31, to keep Bryant from getting much on the ground here. But pick up 2 or 3, the clock continues to burn. And you're looking at 4th and 4, where you got a decision to make, and you're on their side of the field. That might be a time where you do the play action and you throw the football at that point. Let the clock tick down. Could even burn the timeout once you let it go down to the last second on the play clock before I delay a game. Closing in on 9 minutes to go. They're bunched up here for 3rd and 6. Play fake comes. Here's Davis. One-on-one matchup on the outside, and it's going to be incomplete.
Pass incomplete. Walk down.
Pretty good coverage on that one, trying to get it to Davier Bradshaw. And he was pretty well covered, blanketed in some respects. Looks like that was number 12 for the Royals, Lewis Johnson III. So with exactly 9 minutes to go after Davis's incomplete toss here, looks like they're gonna take the offense off the field and punt it and try to pin the Royals deep inside their own 20. You don't really want a touchback here if you're Ramos. The main thing you want is you want the snap to get off, because they had a disaster earlier in this half. The only points of our second half came via the safety as Anthony Cooper comes on for special teams. He's a good guy to have out there on special teams. Trust me on that. Be trying to block somebody here on this on the outside. Booted away by Ramos. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So really only about 20 yards net after that touchback. Doesn't help the Cyclones too much. That's almost a scenario where you'd consider going for it in my eyes, just to see if you can put this game on ice and burn more clock. But the touchdown gives the Royals a chance to maybe string together a drive or ignite on a big play. They need a big play more than a drive, because you're down 2 scores here. From the 20-yard line now, the Virginia Royals. on the comeback trail, trying to get something here behind Aaron Fuller. The snap. Back in the pocket, he drops. He's dropping more. Flag on the field. He's going to throw it out of play. And we'll see what the flag is. I believe it is going to be on the offense in a hold. So Fuller does not get helped out there as the offensive line still having a hard time blocking Derek Titano and those fellas up on the line of scrimmage in the trenches. Oh, it's going to be on the defense rather. So that's a boost for Fuller as it's a defensive penalty, bumping them up to their own 25 now. Remains first down. Clock is set to wind now. Fuller looking left. It's going to be deflected off the hands of number 21, who could have had himself a pick, Tone Whitfield. And a pick six would have put this one on ice for the host Virginia Cyclones in this MLF matchup. Fuller 6 of 15 by our count through the air this evening. A reminder, the Cyclones host the Rampage at 7:30 on Friday night here at the Plex. It'll be the first Friday in April. We don't believe in that April showers brings May flowers. We believe in that March brings April flowers and warm weather. A little chilly tonight with that wind. Fuller escaping, going left, right. Throws it, and it's deflected last minute. Almost got a completion out of that.
Third down.
And the secondary doing its job again. See back there, the likes of 3 and 1 and 24. Darian Thomas, who had to pick Eric Hargrove, Anthony Cooper. Some pretty seasoned, savvy DBs. Third and long now. Fuller looking left, deep down the field. It's going to be incomplete. Cooper got a late break, could have had a pick into the sideline. And that's going to be fourth down time now, and this might be where you have to go for it if you're the Royals running out of time. A punt's not going to save you much with under 8 minutes to go. I think that's what the coaches are saying to Aaron Fuller right now. Let's maybe go for it here, although it looks like he's taking his helmet off and they're going to bring on the punting unit. Can't quite understand that, down by 11. Really trusting in your defense to get the quick stop and create a scoring chance. They have forced 3 and outs with regularity here in the second half. And there's the punt. It will sail past midfield. Scooped up by Cooper at his own 44. Turns back the other way. Anthony Cooper trying to make something happen. Oh, he laterals it. And look at this play. Some razzle-dazzle from the Cyclones. And they gain more yardage out of it with 7:23 to go. Anthony Cooper the highlight reel play, and he tosses it over to Raymond Bell. Little Sandlot backyard football there for Ant Coop and the Cyclones as they march into Royals territory on a special teams play. So they wanted to see a special teams play. Rashad Williams has been getting most of them. They had the botch snap, the safety, and now this gives them a chance to run the clock out here and get out of Dodge or get out of town, head on home with a W. Bump it to 2-0 before the Rampage come in 6 days. Get that well-needed rest. And maybe make it home in time to see the last few minutes of Duke, Arkansas. You never know. Blue Devils up by 10, if you're wondering, with under 17 minutes to go in that Elite Eight matchup on the West Coast. A little after 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Winner of that game, by the way, is going to take on the winner of North Carolina St. Peter's. So you have the possibility for the first time ever, Duke and North Carolina playing each other in the NCAA basketball tournament. Villanova awaits the winner of the Miami-Kansas matchup tomorrow, and its national semifinal in the Final Four down in New Orleans this year. 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Cyclones. Trying to put this away. They're going to play fake and have J.P. Davis throw it down the middle of the field. Dalvier Bradshaw almost there for the touchdown, but another good play in coverage by number 12, Lewis Johnson III, for the Royals to prevent a touchdown connection of Davis to Bradshaw. They were Beach District rivals, if you will, at FC and Bayside. Bradshaw playing for the Patriots and Davis for the Marlins, and they almost hooked up for a score and strike there. You know they want to get Bradshaw that TD. He's had a couple of chances with 2 receptions for 33 yards. Davis with about 111 yards through the air by my count unofficially tonight. They'll go back to it with 7:15 to go. From the 35-yard line of the Royals. Handoff to the left side. Can't quite get past the tackler, as that was a handoff to big number 23, and he was stopped by the young fellow with dreads. I think that is number 33, who has his jersey checked out by his teammate. That was 33, Joseph Banks, helped out by Corey Young. Bryant not getting much on that run, just a couple. Looking at 3rd and maybe 9 from the 34. Bunched in formation. Davis trying to escape the pressure. He's going to get ripped down for the sack.
Quarterback sack.
As number 7, Tunde Ogun, gets his 3rd sack of the night, the hat trick. No, it's not the hockey or field hockey hat trick with the goals and all that, but it's a trio of sacks for him, and punting time again for the Cyclones, who have been dormant offensively in this second half. Their defense, though, has certainly bailed them out of some binds. So from the 44-yard line, punting time now coming for the Virginia Cyclones. Booted away by Mr. Alonzo Ramos. It's going to take a roll and trickle out of bounds with about 5:03 to play.
First down, Royals.
At the 12-yard line. The Royals will need to go 88 yards, and they're not looking to run the ball, which I'm still wondering why the Cyclones didn't do more of that on that last possession. They're down by 11. almost the same amount that the Razorbacks are trailing the Blue Devils of Duke right now with 15:43 to play as they are at the free throw line trying to inch closer against the ACC regular season champs in the Elite Eight. Needing 88 yards to go are the Virginia Royals, trying to keep the Cyclones from winning back-to-back games. And they're a home opener tonight in this MLF matchup on this final Saturday in March. Aaron Fuller waiting for the snap. He gets it, hands it off. To the left, it's going to be Harris. Fumble, ball is loose. Who hops on it? It's going to be Cyclones football, number 3 with the recovery. That's Eric Hargrove with the fumble recovery. And the third turnover of the night for the Royals. They giveth and they shall taketh with 4:52 to play. Harris was on the move thinking of busting off a big run, but that fumble could prove to be the nail in the coffin and rather costly as a young man being helped off the field for the Cyclones. Big number 52 limping off. A couple of his teammates, Darian Thomas, one of them helping him off. That is Kyman Northington, who had one of the forced fumbles earlier in our game. So at about the 16-yard line, Harris got about 4 on that run before he coughed it up. Unofficially, I've got him with 65 yards rushing on 18 attempts. Full box score will be available. No, it won't be. I'm not going to lie to you all. It won't be available later online. We wish we did have that for you in computerized stats, but we'll just try to pass along as many numbers as we can for you. In the red area, Cyclones trying to use some clock and get that game-clinching touchdown. They hand it off with Davis. Ball carrier met by a couple of different players, and that's the guy who's been running it all night long for them, Cam Bryant. He out of Norview High in Norfolk, 14th rush for him. And he gets maybe a yard out of it. And I think they're going to call number 23's number again. 23's a pretty dependable guy. Basketball, you think of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, although I was one that preferred 32 more. Nemesis Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz, who unfortunately didn't get the ring that Jordan got. He got 6 of them. But 23 is pretty reliable, running the rock. Davis gets the shotgun snap, looks left, pumps. Now we'll pull down and try to run, and then he'll pull it, throw it in the corner of the end zone, and we got ourselves a touchdown. Yes, we do. TD on the board, number 17, and he'll lie down and take a little nap. Number 17, Tyree Martin with the TD. Oh, he's my favorite Martin, says the Cyclones on that TD strike. J.P. Davis to Tyree Martin as Davis gets his second touchdown toss of the evening. And the Cyclone music is blaring with 3:47 to go in our contest. 19-2 is our score. And here's the point after attempt. PAT is good. Touchdown, 20-2, our score in favor of the Cyclones. Let's step aside real quick and hear from our title sponsor, John's Tax Services.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. You need John Maynard. PFP, LUTCF, EA, all those initials behind his name mean he's qualified to work on your taxes. He's an ATA, accredited tax advisor. He's an ATP, accredited tax preparer. He's a fellow at NTPI, the National Tax Practice Institute. And if all that weren't enough, he's also been voted the best of Norfolk and the best of Virginia Beach Awards. John Maynard has been professionally trained in tax preparation and representation. He brings to the table over 30 years' experience in federal and state returns. He delivers personalized, one-on-one service, and he's a certified electronic filer. The IRS likes electronic filers. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service, 455-6763.
Earn $300 with everything checking from Dollar Bank. Then do your thing.
Back here from the Sportsplex after that touchdown strike from J.P. Davis. To his playmaker Tyree Martin. About 130 yards through the air tonight for J.P. Davis. Had one touchdown pass in the first half to Torres Miller. The second one coming here to Tyree Martin. The 6'4" wideout out of Chesapeake, Virginia, who my sheet is saying played at Liberty. Ensuing kickoff fielded at about the 17-yard line by Rashad Williams. Hesitates left, will turn it back inside right. Squeezes through a couple of tacklers and will pull all the way up to about the 36-yard line before he's dragged down. So about a nice 19, 20-yard return for Williams.
First down, Roy.
(20-2) is our score in favor of the Cyclones, who were shut out for most of this half until J.P. Davis was able to make a marvelous throw in the corner of the end zone. He pumped it. He stepped up in the pocket. Looked like he was going to take off and run, but he found right where the line of scrimmage was and released it in the corner of the end zone. Put it where his tall, giraffe-looking target could pull it in and snag the TD, his second touchdown strike of the night. So with 3.5 minutes to go in this contest from the 36-yard line, back to work goes Aaron Fuller. Three receivers to his right side. Looks left, and his pass will be off the mark and out of bounds, incomplete.
Incomplete pass on the field, second down.
Fuller's tough night continues as he is completing just 33.3% of his tosses. And their passing game netting only 4.2 yards per completion, which is not going to be enough to win you many games or even come from behind trailing by 18 with less than 4 minutes to go. Two receivers to the left, three to the near side on the right. Empty backfield. This is where pressure could come, but only four rushers here on Fuller, who escapes to the right. Going to take off. Inside, he hurdles somebody and will dive forward past midfield for a first down. So a gain of about 15 yards for Aaron Fuller. He's had runs of 35 yards, 6 yards, 15 yards, and showing his scramble ability here. In our ball game tonight. From the 49-yard line of the Cyclones. Shotgun snap. Aaron Fuller throws to the right. He's got a man open. It's going to be dropped at the last second by Sir Dillard. Might have heard footsteps, but he was wide open for what would have been a nice gain of about 20, 25 yards. And that one's going to sting a little. More than a little. And it looks like Sir Dillard, the 6-foot-tall wideout from Richmond, will trot off the field, holding the helmet in his left hand, and we'll see another receiver come on. Cyclones trying to protect this 18-point lead, which is twice as much as the lead for Duke, who's up by 9 on Arkansas with 11 minutes and change to go, and it's Elite 8 college basketball matchup. For those curious about an update, there it is. Two receivers to the left, three to the right side. Fuller looking left. It's going to try to roll that direction and get past the pressure with the D lineman chasing him at number 50, Craig Troop, out of Tidewater Park. And eventually, Fuller gets away from him and gets out of bounds, scooting out with about 2:30 to go in our game. Gain of about 4 for Fuller. Take away the negative yardage runs where he's been sacked and dropped for losses. He's looking at about, we'll call it maybe 12 to 15 yards per carry. Mighty strong, but the passing element has not been there consistently tonight, and needing an explosive playmaker to emerge. We saw a glimpse of Devon Lampkin maybe being that guy, the 6'4" tight end, but they've been unable to really locate him in the second half. And on the perimeter, the DBs are there for the Cyclones to match up. That might be the unit of the night, rather quietly. Darian Thomas with a pick. You got Anthony Cooper back there. Hargrove's got a fumble recovery. That DB unit for the Cyclones has been mighty, mighty strong. Now they're playing a little bit of off coverage there, and that's going to be a short underneath completion for a nice gain. Not a huge gain, but a nice one. Shaquille Weeks out of Sussex pulling it in. We got a whistle as somebody appears to be down. With just under 2.5 minutes to go in our game. Weeks got about maybe 6 or 7 yards on that catch. And he will be checked on, the injured player. Hopefully just a cramp. But as he's being checked on, let's hear from another one of our sponsors tonight, Manpower.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
All right, so the injured player who was helped off the field was Dimitri Hughes, receiver from Hopewell, Virginia, number 85, who had a 5-yard reception earlier. And we're ready to resume play with 2:22 to go at the 38-yard line. Aaron Fuller and the Royals trailing by 18. Fuller rolling left, gets away from the pressure. He'll pull it up inside and be tackled inside the 30, so a gain of about maybe 10, 11 yards for Fuller as he gets more positive yardage, and we've got a whistle. Looks like a 2-minute warning will be the whistle here. And with that 2-minute warning, we'll step aside and hear from another one of the proud sponsors of tonight's game, CHKD Sports Medicine.
Nobody cares for more young knees than CHKD Sports Medicine. Our specialists, surgeons, and physical therapists work together to develop treatment and training programs that get young athletes back up to speed safely with the strength and confidence they need to stay in the game for the long haul. CHKD Sports Medicine. Care today to last a lifetime.
chkd.org/strong-knees for more details. The comprehensive team at CHKD Sports Medicine helping your child on its journey to glory. Whether it's playing football, riding a bike, field hockey, basketball, baseball, any sport or activity, CHKD Sports Medicine dedicated to the comprehensive treatment of illness and injury, well-versed in pediatric and college athletes. And a long-time proud supporter of the athletic events that have taken place here at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. 2-minute warning. If you're looking for something to eat this weekend, Why Not Italian's a good option. Why Not Italian? They've been serving delicious food to the community since 1993. Dine in at any one of the 7 locations, including Haygood on Independence Boulevard. What's for dinner tonight? Why Not Italian? Or even tomorrow night if it's past your dinner or bedtime. Incomplete for Fuller. I think we brought it up at the last football game I did here. My pal that I do 757 Saturday Sports Talk with on ESPN Radio 94.1. There's a shameless plug. Coach Ed Young of Nance River High School fame. He loves him some Why Not Italian. It might be his favorite restaurant, certainly in his top 3, top 5. And they've been celebrating over 28 years of excellence in Hampton Roads, traditional recipes, and they treat customers like family. All kinds of goodies at Why Not. Running out of time are the Royals. Aaron Fuller steps up in the pocket. He's going to scramble up ahead, gain some yardage, and dive forward for the first down. He's going to be down before he loses the football. So he gets maybe 10, 11 yards. Tell you what, he's given extra effort tonight. He's just not been precise with all of his throws. But you can't fault the young man for his hustle and heart. It's just too big a deficit to overcome with this amount of time left. Literally less than 105 seconds on our clock. And it looks like a couple of players are down to a knee. And we've got some words being exchanged and some pointing going on, and they're going to have to pull back a couple of these young men who are a little emotional, one of which is Lampkin, who we've talked about tonight. Want to end this game peacefully without any real problems or issues. I love people that send me text messages of the game that is happening in college hoops. They don't believe that you're watching it while you're also calling a game, but we do have multiple screens in here, so you have to send them pictures to prove it. So many people making this possible. We want to thank Nick Senti, Chuck Thornton, and the hardworking team behind the scenes. Jacob Zado with his outstanding work on camera tonight. Also his statistical analysis and in-depth research. One of the sponsors we want to tell you about, our title sponsor, if you're just joining us, that would be none other than John's Tax Services. Proud community supporter of local youth sports. They provide tax preparation and retirement planning services. Hey, tax time's coming up in April, folks, so get yourself in order with John's Tax Service and JPM Financial Services, serving all of Hampton Roads for over 20 years. We're the best, they say. Thanks to you, John's Tax Service. Give them a holler at 757-455-6763 and tell them you heard about them with Matt Hatfield on the streaming broadcast on beachsportsplex.com and the Virginia Beach Sportsplex YouTube channel. Not sure that's going to get you a discount or anything, but hey, just tell them you heard that, and I'm sure they'll be delighted to find that out. All right, after all the extracurriculars, we are back to action on the field here with just under 1:45 to go at about the 15-yard line. Aaron Fuller and the Royals. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Where's he going to go with the football? He's looking over the middle. Going to try to throw one in the back of the end zone, and it's going to be caught. No, incomplete for the Royals. Almost a touchdown in the back in the end zone. Darian Thomason on that coverage. He had a pick earlier in this game. Almost a TD pulled in. Fuller thought he had his team's first TD of the night. Running out of chances. Second and 10 from the 15. Two receivers to each side again for Fuller. Gets the snap. Rolling left. He'll swing back right. Try to improvise. Does he have Houdini in him? No, he doesn't. He's going to get sacked, dropped for a loss back to the 30-yard line. It's big number 27 answering the bell. Alonzo Ramos with his second sack. He had a pump block earlier, and we got a timeout. We'll reset the timer here with 1:21 to go. Timeout here on the field. We mentioned Dairy Queen. It's not fast food, it's fan food.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket, now with house-made Hidden Valley Ranch, is a ranch dream come true. When you dream of juicy, all-white meat chicken strips, crispy golden fries, buttery Texas toast, and house-made Hidden Valley Ranch. You heard that right. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch. So follow your ranch dreams straight to your DQ for the Chicken Strip Basket. DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
We are back here with a minute and 21 seconds to go. Back at the 30 following the sack from Ramos of Fuller. He's going to have to heave it on third and long, or maybe he'll take off and run. He rolls to the right. He'll throw one towards the end zone. It's going to be deflected, trying to get it to number 3. That is Shaquille Weeks, who had the 7-yard reception earlier and was broken up. Covered by a couple of white shirts there. I believe Tone Whitfield was one of them. Randy Grant was another. A couple of Virginia Beach products. As this one is almost in the books. Just like that game out in San Francisco where Duke leads Arkansas by 15 with under 8 minutes to go. Razorbacks need a miraculous comeback to prevent Mike Krzyzewski from going to the Final Four in his final season at the helm of the ACC regular season champion Blue Devils, with his group of Paulo Boncaro, the expected lottery pick, and Mark Williams, who started at Norfolk Academy, right here in the 757, Jeremy Roach and that crew. Closing in on 50% of the Final Four field being set on the men's side with Villanova and Duke should they hold this lead. Tomorrow we'll find out who else joins them, with St. Peter's playing North Carolina, the 15-seeded Peacocks, and the Miami Hurricanes, the number 10 seed under Jim Larinaga, taking on top-seeded Kansas. Ball lofted towards the end zone is going to be incomplete, really in triple coverage with a minute 03 to go. No flag on the field. That's a turnover on downs as Fuller's tough night continues. I've got him 7 of 23 here up in the booth. Before we sign off tonight, I want to thank all of our sponsors again, from Dollar Bank to Manpower, Zoop Eatery, AstroTurf, Chicho's Pizza, Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group, The Bryant Group, Dairy Queen, CHKD, One Life Fitness, Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals, Vault Athletics and Fitness, Why Not Italian, and once again, of course, got to also shout out our title sponsor tonight before they pretty much take a knee and end it, John's Tax Service. Figured this will be a knee and put this one on ice tonight in this MLF matchup, minor league football. The Virginia Cyclones 63 ticks away from getting themselves a home opening W as J.P. Davis gets the snap and will take a knee. Clock begins to run. And we're closing in on hitting triple zeros here from the Plex in Virginia Beach. Outstanding defense keeping this Royals attack out of the end zone all night long. Their only points came courtesy of a safety on a special teams miscue. A couple of touchdown passes from Bayside alum J.P. Davis. One was fired in the first half to Torres Miller. The other in the second half, he was able to connect on that TD strike to Tyree Martin, and a touchdown run to begin things by Cam Bryant. And that's going to do things here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex as we are counting down the last 15 seconds of this matchup. Don't forget, coming up on Friday at 7:30, the Rampage invade the Plex to take on the Virginia Cyclones. Another win in the books for them as they prevail by a count of 20-2. Again, thanks to everybody here at the Sportsplex, from Chuck Thornton and Nick Senti and the entire team to Jacob Zadeau on camera. I'm Matthew Hatfield. We say good night from Virginia Beach, Virginia. We thank you for watching our presentation of minor league football on the Virginia Beach Sportsplex YouTube channel and virginiabeachsportsplex.com. Good night, everyone.